that, Jen. You know,
Yeah.
I be clowning and I be meaning the shit, but I can't present all that.
Respect our elders.
All right, family. It
Gotta
look like we
respect the
live,
elders.
man.
Thank over
Look
180.
like we live. Hey, peace to the family. Peace to the family. I just want to say welcome, family, to Sankofa, 180 degrees. Welcome. This is how y'all doing out there, man? What's going on? What happened? I think look like Unc fell off. Did Unc fall off?
I don't know.
Yeah, he fell off somewhere. He went been away somewhere. He'll be back. Though peace, Prince, man. What you gotta say about it, man?
You can. Oh man, just welcome to 180, everybody. You know, it's a controversial place to be. I hope you got tough skin, and we respect everybody's views. We always do, but you better have something to back it up. And that's how we say. But you know, peace and love to everybody on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. So hey, welcome.
Hey, Lo said he'll be right back on. He got, oh, there he is. Okay.
And welcome the queens that's in the house. And I see he wop bop bop head and crept back in the building.
Bing bing, bing bong, bing bing.
Already. So let's get it going, baby. That's all
Carrie, you want to say something? She good. She preparing stuff. Jennifer, you already chime in?
I'm chimed in. Welcome, everyone. It's been a minute since I've been here, but I'm back and I'm ready to learn whatever it is to be taught.
Welcome back, Queen. You know we love you.
She just been gone because our auntie got in that
Exactly. Hey, what's up, Sankofa 180 degrees? Back at you, man. Hey, man, we just was doing a little pre-party, man, and so Jamie asked me a question. He said, you know, I don't know what it was that influenced you, you know, that thing that flipped your switch, right? And so the first thing that came to mind is, you know, I like intellect, right? You know, I thrive on intellect. I'm attracted to it, and I don't want to be no dumb person, man. And so you know, I consider myself, you know, a bit, you know, intellectual, stuff like that, a little bit smart, and it only made sense to dig deeper in what was being presented to me. It only made sense, right? Because James presented all this stuff real well, and we was, you know, come back and forth, you know. I get the Bible and throw him some verses, and he'd take me back to the history. He'd take me back to, you know, he told me about the mythology and all this kind of stuff. And then we went in on the creation story with Adam, Noah, and Abraham, right? and I literally hung up on him a few times. I didn't just hang up on him. Nigga, I'll call you back. Boom. And you know, let that shit marinate, get into some more research. And then it was about my divinity, man. And my mom, you know, had, you know, African culture all around us and stuff. You know, we had Abraham and Sarah that lived with us. You know, she talked to me about the, you know, the Haitians and the Haitian War and the Creoles and stuff like that. So, you know, she provided us real well, man. And so that was it. The main thing was that level of intellect. You know. I talk a big game, but I don't want to be dissonant, right? Right. And we just had a cognitively dissonant, right? So we man, you quit moving around, man. You distract me, man.
I want to know that word you just said, Jamie. What was that word, Jamie?
Cognitive dissonance.
It be on point, boy. You know I be checking them.
Come on with it. And so, you know, that was a big thing, man. And then Reg and Mo was hitting me up too. So you know, I just bought in. So, you know, we're gonna play a video by Ray Hagans, and it's called Undressing a Well-Dressed Lie. Right. So this topic is really probably one of my greater interests in the study. So you know, I got my pen and pad. I'll send the members that are attending this one, I'll send you the video. It'll be on Sankofa of 180 degrees, and it'll be on YouTube's channel. And so, you know, be sure to like or dislike, especially if you dislike, put a comment. You know, if you like, you know, share what you like about it. You know, subscribe, and we ain't trying to get no paper, no money. This don't cost nothing for you guys. You know, it costs a little bit for us, but it is well worth it. And so we got next week coming up is the children's book read, right? And so what's her name again, Jamie?
Oriana.
Yeah, so Oriana is going to be presenting, and we'll see what she has for us. So, you know, bring your kids. You know, it's all about that show. We just sit back and, you know, we just chime in every now and then and stuff like that. But we really like to let that flow with the children, and Isaiah, you know, does a really good job, and Nico, he just ready to burst.
So who is this guy again?
So this is tell me her name again, Jamie. Oh, you talking about the video. You talking about the
Your
video.
presentation. Yes.
Ray Hagins, Hagins. All right. So he's going to talk about some different consoles. He's going to give you the years, and he's going to give you a whole bunch of information. And we'll start off with what I started off the session with last week, with the description of the truth and the lie. All right. That. Anything else you want to put up there, Jamie? Oh, let me say this too. So, Jamie, talk a little bit about Dr. Reggie's presentation on Sankofa.
Yeah, King. They had so it's a video that Unc put up there on Sankofa, and it's real slick video, man. I mean, it's Dr. Reggie on Sonetta's, one of Sonetta's channels. I think it's the House of Consciousness.
Yeah.
And he's got another brother on there, man, that's giving a lecture, and it's a real interesting, man, lecture about Ma'at, and just, you know, he went into a little bit of detail about Ma'at, man. That was real interesting. He and so, you know, he was just explaining how, you know, Ma'at wasn't just always, you know, this peaceful thing, man. I mean, you know, Ma'at, you know, was had to be violent too. You know, it wasn't just just this beautiful utopia. You know what I'm saying? And they were going off of, you know, we always talking about, you know, Ampu, you know, the jackal, what's behind Ankh. We always talking about the falcon, you know, Haru or Amun Ra, you know, with the falcon head or the sun disk behind his head. Or we always talking about, you know, Jehuti, the one that is the recorder, you know.
That's the
But we never, we never,
yeah,
the Iblis bird, right? But no one ever talks about like the ostrich, you know what I mean? Where the ostrich feather, where Ma'at, you know, is represented by the ostrich feather. You know what I mean? You know, where your heart has to be, you know, lighter than the feather, you know, in order for you to go through the hall of justice, right? But I'm just saying, man, but you know, when you study the ostrich, the bird, man, and find out the characteristics of the bird, this is why they pick the ostrich for to represent, you know, justice, you know, the 7 principles of Ma'at and the 42 laws of Ma'at. So I'm just saying, man, it was just real interesting, man. I suggest you guys go. You guys really should look at it, watch it. It is it's real interesting, man. Y'all should really watch it, man. Unc posted it. It's on Sankofa, or you can go right to Sinetta Studios and watch it. It's right there though. This is really good video, man.
Yeah.
Real good information, man.
Yeah, a lot of academic in there, man. And so, and then I wanted to suggest another movie. It's on Netflix, and it's American Queens, and they're talking about they're depicting Queen Zinga, right? And I think they put it together pretty well. You know, I don't know what the scholars think and stuff like that, but from what I know, and the kids read one of the books on the Queen Zinga. So, you know, check that out on Netflix.
Have y'all seen The Woman King?
Yeah. I liked it. You know, a lot of controversy, but I liked it. But check out American,
King?
I mean, African Queens. Yeah. All right. Anybody else want to say something?
No, everybody good, man. Shit, let's rock and roll, baby.
Okay, I wanted to say that Queen Yamaya's birthday is today, and so she's spending time with her family, her husband, and her family, and doing that solar return deal. So happy birthday to you! Happy solar return to you, Queen Yamaya. You know we love
happy solar return. Hey, you know we just saying that you went around the sun, okay, did a complete circle around the sun once again, man. And congratulations. That's what that means, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Queen Amaya. Have a great day. We miss you.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. You see Carrie chime in on that right there. Anything I suggest, she said. Right? No, she ended up cooking up some videos. All right, so let me start sharing the screen. I don't think there's anything else I was going to post. If you guys have any questions that you want to post that you know the answer to, you know, just throw the question up on Sankofa 180 degrees, and let's see what kind of responses we get. So let me share screen and we'll jump this off. So I'm on my computer, so I gotta give me just a minute. So you can get a whole guapa of Ray Hagens. You just type his name in and you get a lot of good stuff. Ray Hagens was a pastor back in the day, and then he switched lanes, and I think he's going to address that on here.
Okay, let's do this. The message for today is undressing a well-dressed lie. Okay? Undressing.
Can everybody hear that?
A well.
Yep.
Lie. Many years ago, my dad, and when I say my dad, I mean my uncle, really, who raised me. He was my father image in my life.
Can you turn it up some?
Many years ago.
That's as far as I can turn it up.
About an allegory.
Is it real low? I can put it on my phone instead.
Put it back on right quick. Put it on right quick.
All right. Give me a minute. We'll get right back to it.
I turned the volume up on my computer. So I'm good.
So in the meantime, between times, we just don't be brave in this line.
I just turned mine up too.
I saw this TikTok and it had this mother. It was on my Instagram page. There was this mother who was a single parent, and she basically uh, was videotaping her son, a black kid. He had him maybe 15 years old, acting just complete like a butthead. And I mean to tell you, this mother is sitting there watching this boy destroy his room, busting the window, and the whole nine, and comes to her, towards her, and attacks his mom. And the comment that I got on that was one of the comments was uh, that the mother failed the boy. So I had to chime in on it. And I know I'm just letting you get your stuff ready, Jen. I mean, but I had to check the boy who said it. And I said in my message, I said, you say that he failed the mom. But in actually, I mean, the mom failed the boy. But in actuality, that mother loves that son. For her to even videotape it, even take the time to uh, fight with him and all it was she didn't want him to go outside. He was grounded. And this little boy acted such a butthead that you could hear on this video, he attacked his mother. And she fought him, and she fought him back. And she's fighting him, saying, I'm tired of this, oh, I'm tired of this. And then all of a sudden it got quiet and you hear, and he says, Mom, I don't want to hurt you. And that's when the video stopped. And I just, you know, I was blown away by it. I just could not believe that a black kid would do that to his mama, man. That just broke my heart. I just could not believe it. But the comment of him saying that.
That's the way that times.
Hey, you echo. You got, yeah.
Let me turn this one off. I was thinking about that a few days ago, man, and you know how times have changed. Because I know you guys probably remember too, man, where it used to be where that was only what white people did, right? You know, in so many other aspects that we identify as, that's white people stuff, right? And now
they passed that law,
and now today is different, right? You know, these black kids are just swelling up at their parents, man, and ready to, I think a lot of that crack era stuff, man, was the influx of that change. But so anyway, let's get back to
I put it on the laws that you can't whoop your kids no more. You know, they know that now. They'll test you really, really hard to say, you whoop me, I call the police. And then you get in trouble by the police nowadays. That's why parents don't really, get involved with the kids as much as I feel. They can't get their ass whooped like they used to be able to.
Shit, hey, look here. I don't play that. I'll twist his, I'll bust him, I'll knock his ass out.
Right. Gary was just saying, Gary was agreeing with you, the Prince. And I'm saying, shit, I still beat up a little kid. I ain't playing.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna play with you. I'll beat your ass all the way up. You know what I'm saying? You call who you need to call, but I'm gonna beat your ass up real good. And then when we get done with the call, I'm gonna beat your ass up real good again. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get done with whatever we get done with, I'm gonna beat your ass up again. You know what I mean? So you'll get tired before I do. Put it like that.
I know that's right. Right. But like my grandfather said, it's a place for all of that. You got a place you want to act crazy, and the thing about it, I can call them for you, and they'll come pick your ass up free of charge and take you somewhere where you can act as crazy as you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's some troublesome stuff.
Yeah,
Carrie don't agree with the the spanking and stuff. And like I had my kids doing push-ups, at a very early age, almost coming out. Right? As soon as before they could walk, they was doing push-ups. Right.
I know that's
all right. Let's jump back on the video.
Yeah.
Oops, hold on.
Yeah, because I ain't calling no goddamn body. We. You know what I mean?
We got our ass whooped by any of the parents in the hood.
Better call a priest.
Yeah, you better call somebody and put some breath in your ass, cause I ain't gonna play with you.
What?
Carrie ain't never had a spanking in her life. I spanked that ass.
Well, that's good though.
Oh
See,
no, we
that-
live. I'm sorry.
see, that's
We
good
live.
though.
I'm
See,
sorry
but
about
see,
that.
That's a
she was
whole other story.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. I really didn't mean to do that.
she a good girl, but I got
Carrie,
five.
come up behind him and pop him in his head.
I got 5 boys.
Right. Hey, Diane and them got spankings in there.
Hell yeah, shit. We all got fucked up. Fuck you
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey,
My ass still hurt
hey.
20 years later. Hell.
It's and I'm a promise that shit worked too.
Hey, I was
Yes,
a
it
good
did.
boy over the Long's house, man.
It worked because
Very respectful people.
you
Exactly.
be like, hey,
Good word.
you get to the point where look, if I'm gonna get my ass whooped, I might as well go ahead and go all the way out with this.
I'm saying that till the sun come up.
Well, I might as well go all the way to the wheels fall off with this.
Yes,
I
sir.
know I'm finna get fucked up, so I know I'm gonna chill on out. I'm gonna go on and get all the way on out there with this.
All right, so this video is 52 minutes long, but it's really good. It's really good. So, have your pen and paper if necessary, but I'll send the attendees the video anyways.
And put them on, and we're running down the street. So people who saw the lie with truth's clothes. The message for today is undressing a well-dressed lie. Okay? Undressing a well-dressed lie. Many years ago, my dad, and when I say my dad, I mean my uncle, really, who raised me. He was my father image in my life. Many years ago, he told me about an allegory. What did I just say? An allegory, which means that what he shared with me did not really happen, but it is a story concept to teach a lesson. He shared with me this allegory about the truth and the lie going swimming. Some of you might have heard that before, that the truth and the lie were out swimming one day. And the lie said to the truth, let me see how far you can swim underwater. So while truth was underwater swimming, lie took advantage of the time that the truth couldn't see what was going on and jumped out of the water and grabbed his clothes, grabbed truth's clothes and put them on, and we're running down the street. So people who saw the lie with truth's clothes on running down the street said, that looked like the truth. Running down the street. In the meantime, truth got out and saw that lie had taken his clothes and gave chase after the lie. And the folks saw truth come running down the street a little bit later and said, yeah, but here come the naked truth. What's really deep is truth eventually caught up with the lie. And when truth caught up with the lie, truth began to undress the lie to get his clothes back. Now, let's take this same allegory and put it in a time frame. So you're not just looking at an allegory, but let's see the applicability of this allegory. From somewhere around 500 years AD, to about 1500 years AD, about a 1,000-year period. The Roman Catholic Church, Europeans, Roman Empire, Greco-Roman Empire, for almost 1,000 years, they hid the truth. They suppressed the truth. They reconstructed the truth. They reshaped the truth. They plagiarized the truth, all for the purpose of introducing what they did as a well-dressed lie. Brothers and sisters, in ancient times, Europe, meaning the Greeks and the Romans, loved and even practiced the African system of spirituality. In fact, the whole world knew that the only system of spirituality was the African system of spirituality. However, for the sake of power and control, the Roman Empire, under the disguise of what is now called the Roman Catholic Church, instituted a program of rulership for the Christianizing of the European mind and subsequently the African mind. This program that the Roman Catholic Church instituted was called the Dark Ages. Historians refer to it as medieval Europe. As long as the world was conscious of the greatness of the spirituality of African people, the Euro-Gentile Roman Catholic Church, and when I say the Roman Catholic Church, brothers and sisters, that's just the modern day version of the Roman Empire. Roman Empire still exists, it's just now called the Roman Catholic Church, that's all. The Roman Catholic Church or Empire could not secure and maintain control over the masses as long as the world was conscious of the spirituality of African people. Are y'all following what I'm saying? So what did they have to do? The Roman Catholic Church, the Greco-Romans, had to literally eradicate all visible traces of the wisdom of the ancient African teachings. Therefore, Europe was deliberately and intentionally forced into what is known as the Dark Ages for the sole purpose of removing from Europe the awareness and memory of Africa and its greatness. Y'all following what I'm saying? The result was to eternally fuel the flames of racism and portray Africa as a pagan, savage, satanic, and lost culture that needed to be saved by a redeemer that was conceived in the minds of a group of Catholic bishops and birthed at the Council of Nicaea in the year 325 AD. That's some deep stuff. Here you have a people that everything the world knows it got from them. And now the Roman Catholic Church wants to portray these people and their culture as satanic, evil, ungodly, pagan, and in need of a Savior. And what's deep about it is it looked like if they wanted to say you need a Savior, it looked like they would have at least gotten a Savior that was the same color as those people. But no, that wasn't what they wanted to do. Their Savior had to look like them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now follow this. This Savior that they created was given birth in the 4th century. I know many of you who grew up Bible-based don't understand that and have a hard time believing that. No. What you mean in the 4th century? No, Jesus came along in the 1st century. See, that's the lie. The best dressed lie in the history of the world. That's right. From 325 AD over the next, now follow this timeline here, follow this time frame. Over the next 126 years, the Roman Catholic Church would hold council meetings to literally manufacture and institute a religion that became the best dressed lie in the history of the world. That religion is what we now know today as Christianity. I know that slaps some of us. Believe it or not, even though I know better, I still feel the repercussion of it myself when I say it. Because so much of my life was spent into the best dressed lie that the world has ever known. The Council of Nicaea in the year 325 AD lasted for 2 months and 12 days. 318 Catholic bishops were present. There's a creed that comes from this council. Many of you who have studied theology or whatever, you may know it as the Nicene Creed. The Nicene Creed was actually established to create in the minds of the masses that Jesus is in fact not only the Son of God, but God. And also the fixing and keeping of the date of Easter was all established at the Nicene Council. Let me read to you, some of you may already know this, but others of you may not. So let me read to you the Nicene Creed, which was again made up in the 4th century. Here's what it says. We believe in one God, the Father of all, maker of all things, both seen and unseen. That's fine, isn't it? Yeah, see, that's how they catch you, y'all. That's the whole thing about hooking you with the right bait. That opening sentence is the truth. It's the second sentence where they inject their error. And in one Lord, Jesus Christ, the Son, capital S-O-N, of God, the only begotten from the Father, that is from the substance of the Father, God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made. Begotten, not made. With the Father, through whom and for our salvation he came down and became incarnate, became human. Y'all hear this? Suffered and rose up on the 3rd day, went up into the heavens, is coming to judge the living and the dead, and in the Holy Spirit. And that was the end of the Nicene Creed until they had to go back and add some more to it. Later on, they had a council to declare the divinity of the Holy Ghost. Now, this first council was in 325 AD. You with me? Look at these dates, y'all. 56 years later, they had to hold another council meeting because their lie wasn't complete. It still had some holes in it. So they held another council meeting in 381 AD called the First Council of Constantinople, named after Constantine. Pope Damasus and Emperor Theodosius I was at this council and spearheaded. It was attended by 150 bishops, and it was at this council that they had to come up with the doctrine making the Holy Spirit God. Now, mind you now, at the Council of Nicaea, they made Jesus God. Now, they understand God is already God, the creator of all, right? So they had to make up this Trinity, but they couldn't do it all at one time, and they had to keep going back and adding on and adding on. So in 381, they came up with the First Council of Constantinople, where they came up with the doctrine of what we call in theology today pneumatology, the study of the Holy Spirit. At the Council of Constantinople, they added to the Nicene Creed that they made up in 325 AD. And here's the rest of what they added to the Nicene Creed. It says, and those who say there was once when he was not, and before he was begotten he was not, and that he came from things that were not, or from another hypostasis or substance, affirming that the Son of God is subject to change or alteration, these the Catholic and Apostolic Church anathematizes. I love the way they use that word. They use that word, we anathematize you, like folk really knew what it meant. And guess what, y'all? Some people today still don't know what it means. Now I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because the anathematization of a person means that this particular organization or group has cast you out. Not only have they cast you out, but they have also put out a death warrant on you. People don't want to be anathematized. So therefore, they try to do everything they can to comply with the wishes of the Roman Catholic Church. Do y'all not know that the Roman Catholic Church has trained us so well that right now today we still carry out anathematizing somebody if they don't fit in with what we think they ought to believe? Y'all didn't catch what I just said? If somebody comes up to you with a different doctrine than you believe, you want to anathematize them. You want to put them down. You want to destroy them. You want to call them the Antichrist. You want to call them, no, you ain't really a child of God. Look at the person next to you and say, who gave you the right to decide who God accepts and who God rejects? Well, as though that wasn't enough, 50 years later, just 50 years later, after the First Council of Constantinople, they had another council meeting called the Council of Ephesus. Sounds familiar? This was in 431 AD. Now, why do they keep holding these council meetings? Because they still got that. There you go. See, remember now that the lie is dressing up here. You follow what I'm saying? They got to go back and be, see, in other words, have you ever been shopping and bought a suit or a dress, and then when you went to put it on, it wasn't fitting exactly right? Oh, no, the pants are too short, Oh, no, you ain't taking up enough, or the sleeves are too long, da-da-da-da-da. Well, see, this is what happens when you fabricate a belief system. When people go to put it on, it doesn't fit. So in 431, the Council of Ephesus, attended by more than 200 Catholic bishops, they had the responsibility of not only coming up with a doctrine to promote what is called the triune God. You know, y'all heard that doctrine before, right? 1 for the Father, 2 for the Son, 3 for the Holy Ghost. They all make one. There you go. The triune or unity of the Godhead was fabricated at the Council of Ephesus. And not only that, another thing was done at the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD. This lady named Mary. The Catholic Church decreed at the Council of Ephesus that Mary was Jesus' mother. And not only was she his mother, but she is also, the quote title that the Catholic Church uses, the Mother of God. Came into existence at the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD. And of course they added in their prayer thereafter, Holy Mary, what? Mother of God. That's some deep stuff, man. A human of Ephesus in 431 AD. And of course they added in their prayer thereafter, Holy Mary, what? Mother of God. That's some deep stuff, man. A human being, the Mother of God. Now, what year was this again? 431, right? Now, mind you, the Dark Ages began in the year 500. So do y'all see the build up here? It's called putting stuff in place, y'all. Now, after the Council of Ephesus in 431, the Roman Catholic Church met with resistance. But they didn't meet with resistance from Africans. They met with resistance from some other white folk. They couldn't have that. You see, there were some white people who had learned the ways of the African value system and spirituality of the Africans. These white folk lived in Ireland and they were called the Druids. So after the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD, the Druids, white folks, started telling everybody these other white folk ain't telling y'all the truth. And the Roman Catholic Church could not afford to let that happen. So the same Pope that oversaw the Council of Ephesus, Pope Celestine I, in 431 AD at the Council of Ephesus, 1 year later in 432 AD, went and got an ex-British slave whose name was Patrick, and commissioned him and gave him military support to go into Ireland and get rid of these white people who won't stand down. Follow this thing here now. Come on. I want you, Patrick, to go into Ireland, and of course we were taught in history that Patrick went into Ireland to get rid of the snake people. In fact, he is traditionally known as the man who drove the snakes out of Ireland. And everybody, especially if you hate snakes, you appreciate Patrick driving the snakes out of Ireland. And you know we don't like snakes. So therefore, when you hear that Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland, you say, oh, he did a good thing. Well, no, he did not do a good thing. Because actually he didn't drive no snakes out of Ireland, people. He drove the Druids, who happened to wear the headdress of the ancient Camite people with the cobra on the front, or the uraeus it was called. So because they wore the cobra on their headdress, they were called the snake people. They weren't snake people, they were white people who had learned African spirituality. Patrick went in under the auspices of the Roman Catholic Church, sanctioned by Pope Celestine I, and drove the Druids out of Ireland. Now, how did he do it? By driving them into the water? No, he didn't drive them into the water. He slaughtered hundreds of thousands of their own people. White folk that look like them. Look at the person next to you and say, that's their nature. They will kill their own to have their way. Slaughtered all these Druids because as long as they were alive, they were a formidable resistance against the Roman Catholics' program.
Hey, I just want to say, hey, peace to Tammy. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? You got to unmute yourself if you're talking. Tammy, peace. Can you hear me?
I'm texting her to see can she hear.
Okay. Hey, so listen, man, there is another story too. Okay. There is another story, right? Now when he's talking about the Druids and St. Patrick, that's St. Patrick, King. And when he's talking about Ireland, there's another story where it was the Twa that was in Ireland, man. That habitat that
habitated that land.
right, and
Migrated
it was St. Patrick that went in and slaughtered them, which was the Twa. It wasn't the Drew. It wasn't no white folks. It was the Twa that he went over and slaughtered. And they called them. They was calling. They was. I guess in some kind of way they was associating them with the snakes. You know what I'm saying? And they were supposed to get rid of all the snakes, which was symbolic to the. That's just a study. That's just another story that I've studied and I've read. Right. That
I'm familiar with that too.
Right, that story. I don't know if it was the Druids, King. That's because unless it was two stories like that, because I know that the first habitants of Ireland was the Twa, right? And if it was and I know that it was St. Patrick. That's where they got St. Patrick's Day from. This is where you get St. Patrick's Day from, right? Today, right now, today. This is what we celebrate St. Patrick's Day of St. Patrick killing the Twa people in Ireland because they was the first inhabitants of Ireland, and they wanted man, it's another history to that, King. So I'm not sure about that, man, about that Druids, man. I mean, that might be another story. I'm not gonna go against it, but I know that there's another story that's associated with Ireland and the Twa and St. Patrick.
Yeah, that's why I stopped it there because I know you was gonna go in on that part.
Yeah, I was about to say something anyway. I don't think I could hold it. Hey, Tammy, can you hear me though?
She said she walked away for a minute. She had to go walk away for a minute.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying, man.
There's a lot of other really good information in there.
Jamie, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, there she go. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man? Where you at?
I'm well. How are you?
All right. I'm doing good, man.
To be on here.
Yeah, good, man. Good. It was just it's something we do every Sunday, man. So you're more than welcome to come in anytime.
Oh, I definitely will. Will.
Yeah, man. Bring everybody, man. We next Sunday, man, we got something for the kids. So bring the grandkids, niece and nephews, everybody, man. We got a book read coming up Sunday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But the kids do a they read African books about real history, real people.
Very good.
Yeah, so just to encourage a little reading and to keep up with some history, because I know down here in Florida, man, they are cutting out all the history classes. So African history and so I think it's just a good thing to keep that going.
I think so too. I don't have any grandkids or small kids, but I encourage people, all of those books that they've banned that are educational for our people, I think parents and grandparents should purchase them, every single one of them that
Right.
they've banned that are in relation to our history. I think it's
Right.
critical.
Right. Right. Well, so what we do here on this channel, man, is we go a little bit further back than slavery. We try to go back as far as history will take us, right?
Yeah,
And then we work our way forward. So this is what we be doing here.
very
So
good.
yeah. So I mean, it's respectful. We don't do no, well, we don't do a whole lot of religious bashing. I mean, I guess anybody could label it however you want, but it's just a lot of differences in ideologies and doctrines and whatever, right? But anyway, hey, I'm glad you're here, man. It's nice to have you.
Thank
You're
you.
more than welcome to join anytime. We'll send you a link every Sunday.
Okay.
Introduce her to Unc and Prince.
Yeah. So Unc, I don't know if you know that this is Jennifer's younger sister, right? Right?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. You obviously was some Langston,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
Yeah, I can tell them. You can tell by the way she looks.
Yeah.
What did he say? He can tell
Don't
by
say
the way
no.
what.
Don't
And
get
we
caught
both
up.
blacked out.
Well, you know what? I would be happy to here's
Oh man.
the deal. This is my wash day. I washed my hair, but here you go. Hi.
There we go. There that beautiful queen is.
For,
Right. All right.
for a quick second.
Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Come back on.
Oh
I
my
know
God.
you.
We'll see. I'm moving around about the house while I'm listening. So
I know you.
yeah. You know me?
I think so. Tammy,
Well,
this is
it's
Renard.
probably because you know my family. I mean,
Yeah.
we look alike. I've only lived in Lansing about 3 years of my entire adult life. So I don't know.
No,
You look
maybe not.
kind of
Maybe
familiar though,
not.
you really do. But I'm in
Yeah, yeah.
Texas now. I'm in Texas.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Okay,
Renard.
okay, home
I'm
state.
Renard. I'm
Houston,
out with
Texas in the
Rick
house.
and Mike
Yeah.
Jones and stuff like that. So anyways,
Yeah.
welcome to Sankofa 180
Welcome
degrees.
to San
I am
Francisco
happy to be
180.
here.
We get on,
I don't know if Jamie knows, but this is all my vibe. Trust me, trust and believe. And I'm open to being educated even more, but I'm not a very religious person myself. I'm more spiritual, and I lean more toward African spirituality. So this is all me. I feel welcome. Thank you.
Sweet,
Yeah,
sweet.
Welcome,
Yeah, this is what we do here.
welcome.
This is
And
what
we
we
in the
do
right
here,
place.
man.
We
African spiritual systems.
everybody. Just
Everybody.
That's right.
just as long as they know, we know their history. They don't know our history.
Yeah, beautiful
Exactly,
queen. I'm single. I just
exactly.
want to put that out there. I'm single. I just want.
That's why I said in the beginning. I already know where Prince is coming from. I know that boy. You're real
You
king.
know, I think we have to honor our history, even when it comes to Christianity, not the part that led us to follow the slave masters, but it's what it was their core spirituality through that preserved them. So we kind of have to respect that, even though oftentimes Christians don't respect other people's, that part of our history, just the fact that they used it, they were naturally spiritual people from Africa.
Right.
It was taken from them, but they couldn't take it off from them. They used that same spirituality to persevere.
Yeah, they changed up from the music with the drums to singing gospel hymns. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it definitely saved
exactly.
their lives. It's persevered them through all those 400 years of slavery. It definitely did. So I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There's definitely remnants of it in that within the, I don't want to say Christianity, but that American doctrinism or Western indoctrinism, they brought some with them. So, but at the same time, yeah, I'm with you. We're all on the same page. Go ahead.
Hey,
With
so
your story, I'm listening.
what we do is look, what we're gonna do is we'll take you from, like, say, the pre-dynastic period of Kemet, right? And
Mhm.
we'll walk you all the way down, to even down to slavery and even up to today, right?
Okay.
This is how we walk. And so then this is where you will see, you will better clearly see where just the concept of religion even comes into play, right?
Mhm.
And then you will see where it forms and how it comes about, and then how they choose their godheads, or whatever you want to call it, right? And how,
Mhm.
and how those godheads came about in the history of them, right? And then you will see how it all forms, right? Where you'll know, and to the point where now you will be able to say, like, well, we know for sure that this is not no God inspired. This book can't be God inspired, and
Mhm. Mhm.
so now we got to question this God now, right?
Right.
And so, so this is what we do here, man. We take those walks, and it's sometimes it's slow walks, but yeah, it's real informative, man. So you'll like it. You'll get a lot out of it, man. And hey, man, feel free to jump in anytime.
Okay, I will. So I'm
Yeah.
listening. I'm gonna go off camera for a little bit.
Okay. Hey, welcome,
Okay.
Queen, and blessings to you. I wanted to
You
say
as
that,
well. Peace and
exactly
blessing.
the video we're watching. I'll make sure you get that video, the
Okay.
specific video, and then you
Okay.
can go on Sankofa on our
On
group
the
page.
YouTube, I'm gonna,
You can go.
she
You can
told me about that yesterday, so I'll go ahead and subscribe.
So you can subscribe to the YouTube one, and then you can go
Yeah.
on Facebook's group page,
Oh,
Sankofa 180
okay.
degrees, and this whole video will be up there. But
Okay,
I'll make
very
sure you
good.
get the single video of Ray Hagins, and Ray Hagins is addressing the Christianity aspect that you were just speaking of, because
Mhm.
Christianity was before the influx of the invasion, right? The
Right.
difference is and he talked about the anathematizing, and Arius was that one. He had to get the hell up out of it, right? And
Yeah.
he died, in the record show he died from 11 to 13 years after. But
Mm.
Arius didn't believe that Jesus was God, right?
Mhm.
And so all the councils ensued from there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you'll be able to go back over the beginning of Ray Hagin's depiction. You can go to his YouTube page, and you can have a whole script of what he's talking about. Ray Hagin's was a renowned pastor, right?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I think.
familiar with somewhat.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. So he addressed what you were talking about the Christian aspect and it being brought over. Some of that too, right? But it was beat the
Mhm.
hell out of, right?
Right.
It was
Mhm.
beat the hell out of, and it was floated out of, and they put them in them slave boats, with death beside them and within them and all that. So
Mhm.
we have to re-educate ourselves. We can't go on and then James Broderick, what's his name, Broderick?
Tony
Anyway,
brother.
Tony Broderick. He said that we have at the least, and I think Mfudishi said the same thing. We have at least 1,024 of our ancestors' experiences rippling through us on a regular, right?
Mm.
That's not hard to conceive, right?
Mhm.
That's not hard to conceive because we know we have the effects of ancestrals and energies and stuff like that
Yeah.
that flow through us without our permission, right? And he's
Yes.
talking about you got a whole army, right? A whole army running just through your nation, you as the nation, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, So when you join with us, I always encourage people to have your pen and your paper available to go and do your research. You're already well schooled in research, and I can tell. But nevertheless, that mind thought and that indoctrination, man, be trying to creep in, right? And so I got to back that nigga up out of there, right? And I do that by research, right?
Yeah.
I do that by my own personal research.
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
And I'm sure that you won't only be learning something, you'll be able to share something to inspire us too. So
Well, I hope so. I hope so. But I'm looking forward to learning more, I think, really. Yeah.
well, we got you on Sankofa, no doubt about it.
Very good.
Okay. And
All
if we
right.
don't know, we ain't so bold and bullheaded that we got to come up with a fake ass name, right? We're gonna go research that stuff.
Okay. There's some
All right.
significance in our hair too, from what I understand. So
Oh yeah,
we
yeah.
can research that, but I've heard some things about that power in the hair.
Oh,
So,
without
Yeah.
a doubt, it's the antennas, right? And
yeah.
then they break them up. They had them antennas flowing, so that's one aspect.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Hey,
get back to anybody else.
Hey, but
Anybody?
listen, man. I just wanted to make it clear, man, that I don't want to oppose Ray Hagen's teachings, man. But there's another story about that, man. As far as the Twa, St. Patrick, and Ireland, right? You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's we had to
You have to
sorry.
unpack that, man, because it's really significant. The
Well,
first one I heard was about the twat. I think you told me about it, and then I researched it and all that stuff too. And I've seen videos, a lot of literature on it, and so I'm more familiar with the one that you're talking about. Nevertheless, I'm bringing some checkpoints to see if people really watching the video and if they're doing research, because we should have these questions. Right, we should be able to do what Jamie did and say, "Hold up, I don't see this." Prince is real good at that. Interfering and shit. With a great necessity, real tough, right?
right.
And so, but I'm always going to bring. I'm more likely going to bring some stuff of controversy, and mainly to see who's really checking up, right? Not that I'm right, not that I'm wrong. Just areas of interest, right?
Right.
Anybody else want to say something before we start the video back up? I stopped it for that purpose because there's a lot to unpack, and I watched this video over and over and over again, right? And I've researched, plenty of this stuff over and over again. So I just wanted to give an opportunity for anybody else to say something if they wanted to before we start the second half of it. It's only about 25 minutes left, but it's packed.
So right now we at the third council. This is the Council of Ephesus, and this is where they've tried. They're putting together the Trinity. This is where they put the Trinity together right here, right? This is where
and that Mary was the mother of God,
and that Mary is the mother of God. Right. Okay. So now that's where we at now on a third. This is the third council. Now I believe that there is either 5 or 6 councils. Right. There's 6 councils, I believe, because there's going to be another. There's going to be another one of council. There's going to be a part 2 of Constantinople. I mean, yeah. I mean, just go ahead and play it, King. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm tripping.
Yeah, we're gonna see. And I don't know if he got to the 6. I know he got to 5. I'm not sure if he got to 6. I can't remember, but I know that there's 6, at least 6 of them.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to say something, Prince?
No, I'm good. I'm listening, man. I'm loving it. We're good.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to say, so I'm feeling it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised on the real, man.
Imagine what fingers are.
Hey, but you know what? When I decided to play this, I figured this was a great learning tool for Prince. Right?
Oh yeah.
This is a great learning tool for him. So I guess I was gonna say I was disappointed, but I ain't disappointed. But I know I was surprised that you didn't have to say. I'm surprised you didn't have nothing to say, but it's all good.
No, because it's got me just I'm
Yeah.
listening, baby. Ain't nothing he said I disagree with. Ain't nothing he said made me question anything. This is just like adding to how I feel about it myself. So it's just giving me more information and more ammunition in the debate with anybody else who wants to discuss this whole situation. Hello. Hello.
All right.
Jennifer, you want to say anything?
No, I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. So remember, I watched this over and over again because it's really packed with information,
Oh, yeah.
dates. You know, Jamie is really good, at least decent with carbon markers and stuff like that. So a lot of information. All right. Let me start sharing again and get back on. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, King.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool that I stopped it at the point where Jamie was definitely going to chime in. He's sitting over. Jamie be chilling, but I can see it in him, boy. I can see his skin starting to rumble, boy. Don't be taking nothing away from the black people shit.
Oh, man.
We're going to keep it black, baby. Okay, let me get back there. Sure.
So he drove him out and set up over 300 churches, Catholic churches, of course. Not no snakes out of Ireland, people. He drove the Druids, who happened to wear the headdress of the ancient Camite people with the cobra on the front, or the uraeus it was called. So because they wore the cobra on their headdress, they were called the snake people. They weren't snake people.
So this is exactly the point that Jamie was talking about the other story of the Twa. And the Twa was definitely over in Ireland. No question, of Scotland and all that.
Right.
They were white people who had learned African spirituality. Patrick went in under the auspices of the Roman Catholic Church, sanctioned by Pope Celestine I, and drove the Druids out of Ireland. Now, how did he do it? By driving them into the water? No, he didn't drive them into the water. He slaughtered hundreds of thousands of their own people. White folk that look like them. Look at the person next to you and say, that's their nature. They will kill their own to have their way. Slaughtered all these Druids because as long as they were alive, they were a formidable resistance against the Roman Catholics' program. So he drove them out and set up over 300 churches, Catholic churches, of course. Guess people say, why are you so hard against Catholicism? Because they're the ones who created this mess. I'm just acknowledging what they did. I really don't give a cheesecake about Catholic Church. But see, brothers and sisters, you have to, I gotta undress the lie. You understand what I'm saying? So he drove him out and established over 300 churches, and guess what Pope Celestine did? He honored this man and canonized him a saint. A mass murderer. The Roman Catholic Church decreed him a saint. And right now, every year, your children go to school and make these little green what do you call them, shamrocks or shamrocks, walking down the street with a green shamrock hat on, celebrating a mass murder on St. Patrick's Day. Next time you see your child getting ready to participate, educate them. Help them understand that you are celebrating a mass murderer, baby.
So it needs to be understood that honoring him as a saint definitely took place, whether it was the Twa or the Druid, right?
Hey, well, see,
I think it was both personally, but
well, I'm gonna tell you this.
That's what St. Patrick's Day is about.
Right. Hey, because listen, man, because listen, because the Twa was, you know, they're short. And so they was associating them with leprechauns, King. So this is where the leprechaun thing come from, right?
Yeah, because they were dwarf.
Right. I mean, they were just short people, man, but they just went crazy with it and just, you know, went with the leprechaun thing, you know what I mean? And they was always thinking because the Twa was, you know, they were good at healing and they had all these different, you know, they knew the sciences of healing. They knew the science of astrology and right. And so so they thought that they were magical people. So this is where you get the rainbow, at the end of the rainbow, the magical and all this type of shit. Yeah, man, it's a whole story behind the King, but you're like, you got to really you got to read up on it, man, a little bit. But this is where they come up with it, man, you know, the leprechauns and the green. And so this is where the green thing and the green shit comes from. Yeah, man, it's
So these were black or these were white?
What? Well, the Twa are the first are African, man. They you know, like I said, they some of the first people, man. On, you know, in Africa, man, and all around. You hear about the pygmies. They you know they call them pygmies.
Yeah, those pygmies. I got you.
Right, but it's the Twa. We call them the Twa. We don't call them pygmies.
Okay.
Right, but there's the Twa people, man, and they yeah. So just read up on it, man. Just do a little digging on it, man. You guys, don't listen to me, man. Just you know, just do a little research on it, man. But there is that is
the story behind it.
Right. So you know, so I don't know, man. You know, I've heard a story about the Druids as well. So hey, there it is, man.
Yeah, and then you know, regardless, it's still where St. Patrick's Day come from. And then when you research that, you don't have to go too far. It's gonna pop up.
It shouldn't be a little. So it shouldn't be a little white leprechaun. It should be a black little leprechaun running around.
Well, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely. That was a good one. It's definitely, it's definitely where St. Patrick's Day came from, though, guys. So you know, and I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, and all those little
Valentine's Day,
holy days in the Bible are associated with some kind of harm to African people or African babies or men and women or something, right? Yeah, it's always attributed to that, man. It's always you know, just you know, like the Passover. You know, that's you know, you celebrate the Passover, you celebrating the murder of African babies. You know, they wanted to kill the firstborn of yeah, man, all that. See, y'all got to do your history, King. You got to read, man. You got that's you know. Yeah, that's all I do. That's all. Me and Unc be in it. Me and Unc be in this, man. Me and Unc be into this, man. So I'm just, you know, I'm just explaining what, you know,
set my game up. That's what you're saying, huh? Set the game up, Prince. Set the game up.
Baby, you see what Unc is showing. So you know, Unc is you know, Unc know this shit like the back of his hand. I'm just telling you that, like you know, like just do a little research, man, and you'll find out about these holy days that people celebrate in this holy Bible.
Whoa. And I guarantee
it's all about murder and killing or raping or something twisted to African people, man. It's just all it's about. And you gotta and it's just so cold, man. You guys just don't get it, man. That's why I'd be like, Wow, I mean, I don't want to disrespect nobody's doctrine, man, but your doctrine is bold, man. It's really, really not. You got to look into this doctrine, man. You really, really got to know what you're into, because when you look into it for real, for what it, and I don't have anything invested, right? And I'm gonna tell you something, just like I tell, everybody, I tried my hardest to believe in this stuff, man. I really did, man. I went so far, man. I went so far with this, man, to try to believe in Jeeves and all the, in all the mother. I tried, man, but
Here you go. Here you go.
I just couldn't get past a whole bunch of particulars, man, that I just couldn't understand. And I'm not the one that's just gonna pass by it and just let it go by and be like, oh well. No, man, we gotta address this. We gotta figure this out, man, because you gotta explain this shit to me, man. Like, how in the hell, like from the beginning, okay, well, you starting with Adam and Eve. Now these people populated the world. Like, okay, so then where? So you talking about a bunch of left turn cats that we ascend, that we, Hey, but go ahead, King. I'm done, man. I'm done, man.
No, you're good.
Y'all go ahead, man.
Cool him down.
I'm
Cool him
done,
down.
man.
Cool him down.
Yeah, I'm
Cool him
done, man.
down.
Let me quit, man, because I go all day. Y'all go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead
so
with
let
your
me
thing.
just, and I was just getting ready to turn to stop sharing because you in on one thing.
No, we ain't gonna do that. Go ahead, King. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, man, it's all good, dude. So either way, I'm still gonna say something. I mean, just look at how deeply we celebrate Thanksgiving, knowing goddamn well what took place.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Man,
sir.
there's something wrong there, right? In
Yes, sir.
the majority, I still have my turkey and shit like that on Thanksgiving, right? No doubt. Nevertheless, it's still celebrated, man, over such a manipulation and
Horrific. Yeah.
it's just travesty, right?
Yeah.
And then it wipes away our history as well, right? And then Easter, right? Easter is when Jesus rose, right? But when he rose, told me he started out with a damn lie, telling Mary Magdalene and encouraging other motherfuckers to lie, Mary Magdalene, by saying, don't say that you see me. So what took place is they made up a day of they don't even know that the nigga rose. They didn't see him, she seen him. And said, don't ever say anything about you seen him. And then they just gonna pick a goddamn day for Easter. Such important information has nothing precise to it, and we follow that shit. Right? That's really disturbing. Right? So let's get back to the video.
All right.
Because he got more heat for you.
Don't make that stuff, and if the school tries to make them make it, let us know. Oh, like that wasn't enough. After the Druid massacre, the resistance of other Europeans was out the way. So now they had to do one more thing. In 451 AD, 19 years later, after the Druid massacre, they held another council meeting called the Council of Chalcedon. Oh, brothers and sisters, y'all gotta understand, I got to undress this lie and show you that it is not as good looking as it wants to make you believe it is. You ever see folk who look good when they're dressed up? It'd be like the man who saw this sister at a banquet. He said, oh my God, she looked good. Woo! Lost his mind. She was shaped just right. Hair, teeth looked like a set of pearls. Eyes glimmered when he looked at her. Got to know her a little better. Asked her to marry him. He was very impressed. After the reception, got to the honeymoon suite. Sister pulled those pearls out her mouth. Put them in a denture plate dish. She reached up in her eyes and took out those dream eyes that he had been looking in. She reached down in her outfit and snatched out those hips that had her so shapely. And the hair that looked like strings of silk, she pulled it out and set it down. And she stepped out and said, "Da-da!" Brother ran out the room. The lie can be dressed in such a way to where you want it. Then God has to send somebody to undress the lie so you can see it for what it really is. And ain't nothing as bad as to understand how something really looks after you done asked it to marry you. Bad state to be in. You done said for better or for worse now. You didn't know the worst was coming that quick though, did you? At the Council of Chalcedon in 451, 150 bishops under the leadership of another pope, Pope Leo. This council was to kind of put pretty much the lie in place by actually defining that not only was Jesus Christ the Son of God, but it was at the Council of Chalcedon in 451 AD that the Roman Catholic Church came up with the doctrine that Jesus is truly a human being and truly God. In theology and seminary, Bible college, we're taught it. At the Council of Chalcedon in 451, 150 bishops under the leadership of another pope, Pope Leo. This council was to kind of put pretty much the lie in place by actually defining that not only was Jesus Christ the Son of God, but it was at the Council of Chalcedon in 451 AD that the Roman Catholic Church came up with the doctrine that Jesus is truly a human being and truly God. In theology and seminary, Bible college, we're taught that it is the dual nature of Christ. That's some deep stuff, man. You know, I think back to all that training they put in my head, and all while I was being programmed, I never stopped to ask, when did this come into existence? I just accepted the appearance of the lie that it always was. At the Council of Chalcedon in 451 AD, these Roman Catholic bishops made a decree. I want to read an excerpt of their decree to you. Here's what it says, and I quote, "Since we have formulated these things with all possible accuracy and attention, this sacred and universal synod decrees that no one is permitted to produce or even to write down or compose any other creed or to think or teach otherwise." Did y'all grab what I just said?
Y'all need a break on that? Everybody good?
We're good. I'm listening.
Yeah, go ahead, King. We
Yeah, I'm
good.
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 Look at the person next to you and say, now that's control. Let me read it to you
That's
one more
control.
time. In fact, I'm gonna just get right to what I have in bold letters here. They decreed at the Council of Chalcedon, Roman Catholic Church, in 451 AD, it says that no one is permitted to produce or even to write down or compose any of the creed or to think or teach otherwise. And then it goes on to say what will happen. Now check this out. This is some deep stuff, y'all. It says, as for those who dare either to compose another creed or even to promulgate or teach or hand down another creed, check this out now, for those who wish to convert to a recognition of the truth. Let me read it again. See, you need to have this so you can see it yourself. You know, what I encourage you to do is go on the internet, pull up Council of Chalcedon. That's spelled C-H-A-L-C-E-D-O-N. Council, C-O-U-N-C-I-L, of Chalcedon. And you can read this for yourself. It's right there. And it says that anybody who tries to teach another creed for those who wish to convert to a recognition of the truth. And that right there tells you they know they lying. That's right here, people. For those who wish to convert to a recognition of the truth from Hellenism or from Judaism. If they be bishops or clerics, the bishops are to be deposed from the episcopacy, and the clerics from the clergy. If they be monks or lay folks, they are to be anathematized. So what that's saying here is, if somebody walks up and says, listen, I want to look into some other concepts here. I want to verify if this is true or not. And somebody says, okay, well, let me help you examine all of the evidences out there. It says you can't even do that. Somebody who's looking for the truth, you can't even help them find the truth. That's some deep stuff.
I say.
Undress that lie, Pastor. I'm trying to take the clothes off of it so you can understand this thing, people, because we have been messed with. We have been hoodwinked. Got to get nice here now. And it's deep because, you know, as I was listening to our brother this morning in the studio, and if y'all might have heard me, I said, brother, what brought about your consciousness? Because you grew up here in St. Louis. And y'all think I'm lying. See, y'all are from here, so you don't really grab the depth of what I'm telling you. But I ain't seen a city like this one. I ain't lying. I have never seen a place like this. The spirit of Catholicism got black folk here messed up. Brother blew my mind. He was raised and grew up in the Catholic Church, and they were sending him to be a priest. But somebody undressed the lie. Somebody undressed the lie. And the Catholic Church lost what would have been a warrior for Catholicism. Well, brothers and sisters, follow this now. Here we got 451, Council of Chalcedon, where they made this ruling that nobody can even think something other than what the Roman Catholic Church said is. For the next 1,000 years, the Roman Catholic Church seized and impounded the truth from the masses. In fact, guess what, y'all? The only people who were allowed to have books were the Catholic priests. The Catholic priests said they will dispense to the masses what they think the masses need to know. Y'all following me? The Roman Catholic Church had actually created an absence of reliable historical information. It was during this period, that something called the transatlantic slave trade kicked in. Oh yeah, let me tie this thing in there now so you can really see how we've been messed over. Everybody say the Great Rebirth. The Great Rebirth. Now what in the world is that, Pastor? Well, about 1500 AD, the Europeans had what they called the Great Rebirth. Hear this now. The Great Rebirth. The French had a word for it, and it's called Renaissance. After the Roman Catholic Church had formulated the best dressed lie in the history of the world, they now were ready to present their lie through a program called the Renaissance. Renaissance is the name of the so-called great intellectual and cultural movement of a created interest no longer in Africa, but now the focus of created interest was Europe. You see, 1,000 years earlier, it was all about Africa. Even white folk loved Africa. They still do. Yes, they do. They still do. All you got to do is turn on Discovery Channel or TLC, and you'll see them right now in Africa, still over there trying to find the answer to why they exist. That's what it's about, people. And what's deep about it is it amazes me how they can go into Africa and rob the graves, invade the sacred burial places of our ancestors. I have not seen yet anybody going up in Europe, opening up no ancient graves. What do you think would happen, y'all, if we tried to go up in Europe and open up some graves? What do you think would happen if we tried to go open up the graves of the ancestors of Queen Elizabeth? What do you think would happen? Now, you won't even live to get arrested, brother. How dare you desecrate an evil grave like that? Here, they want to go on holy ground. Yes. Now, I can call it holy ground, because I've been there. And not only was I there, even the Bible calls it holy ground. According to the biblical record, God told Moses, take off your shoes, because the ground you stand on is holy. And let me tell y'all, Moses was not in Europe. If he had existed. All right. Libraries. Now, mind you, after this 1,000-year period of restructuring the truth, after this 1,000-year period of hiding and suppressing the truth and plagiarizing it and introducing their best-dressed lie, libraries were founded on the best-dressed lie of European religious, philosophical, and cultural supremacy. Schools for the study of Greek and Latin in their classic forms were opened at Rome and Mantua and Verona and many other towns so they could teach the best dressed lie. Pope Nicholas V spearheaded a new movement and laid the foundation of the Great Vatican Collection, it's called, based on the best dressed lie in the history of the world. Everybody say the Augsburg Confession. Augsburg Confession. Now, this took place in 1530, y'all. 1530. What year did I just say? 1530. In the year 1530, we have what's called the Augsburg Confession. said 1530. What year did the Bible that y'all carry come out? 1611, exactly. So you see, y'all, how this whole program was put in place. So by the time King Jimmy came along and ordered the printing of his Bible. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell y'all about the Gutenberg printing press, which was made in 1445. So you got to understand, the Gutenberg printing press, even though it's a German name, y'all, Gutenberg was a German Catholic under the influence of the Roman Catholic Church. So they used his printing presses to dispense their lie. In 1530, Charles V, Emperor of the Roman Empire, called the princes and cities of the German territories at Augsburg together. There was a guy by the name of Philip Melanchthon. Philip Melanchthon, spelling is Melanchthon. By the way, Philip was a very good friend of a guy named Martin Luther. I ain't talking about Martin Luther King either. I said 1530, y'all. The white guy who they didn't know no better and they named Dr. Martin Luther King after him. Ain't that deep? They thought his parents didn't know no better, you know. Philip was called upon by Charles V, Emperor of the Roman Empire. Check this out, y'all. To
Pause that for a second.
A confession.
Yes, sir.
Now, what did he say about Martin Luther King?
He said that his parents named him Martin Luther King and they didn't know any better. I'll rewind it for you.
Yeah, that's because Martin Luther King is the cat listen, man, he named after a cat named Martin Luther King. Or Martin Luther, I'm sorry. His name is Martin Luther. He one of them old Christian cats. One of them Catholic cats that started the Lutheran Church. This is where you get the Lutheran Church from, King.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is where you get the Lutheran Church from, King. So yeah, so that's why he said she didn't know no better, because that's what she named him after. So I mean, listen, man, we got to get down with history, baby boy. We got to get it right, man. Now I ain't gonna keep on. No, I'm just playing.
That's how you learn, man. That's how you learn. Ask a question, get direct answers.
Yeah, but hey, listen, man. So listen, now when he went back, I just wanted to just touch on this for one second, man. All right, hold
on. Let me switch real quick.
Yeah, hey, listen, man. So it just says right quick. I just want to read this real quick, man. It says Saint Patrick born Maywin Sukat, born in 375 AD, was a Roman Brit who completely murdered the Twa out of Ireland. The Twa, the Druids. So they got the Twa and the Druids as being the same people, right? This is what they got. But the brothers say that these was white people. They was not white people. They was the Twa, which wore the headdress with the snake on the forehead, which was out of where? Kemet, right? This is where it comes out, right? So listen. So this is where they get the snake people from. This is where they was gonna kill. This was snake, the island of the snakes and all this kind of shit. So this is where they got that name from. They called them the snake people.
So Ireland was populated by the Twa in the beginning, and then Irish people went over there.
Nah, then this dude Saint Patrick, right here, completely murdered the Twa out of England, right? The Twa, the Druids, an ethnic group of small African people, wore a headpiece with a snake on it. The ethnic group is now thought to be the original inhabitants of the majority of the earth. The snake worn on their headpiece, the Twa, also were the West African descendants of ancient Kush and Kemet, both of who wore the emblem of the Earth Mother snake on their headpiece. Is the meaning behind Patrick chasing the snakes out of Ireland. See, that's the meaning of it. You see this? So St. Patrick committed one of the largest genocides, mass murders of more than 200,000 Africans. Again, ordered, sanctioned, and funded. Listen to this. Ordered, sanctioned, and funded by the Eastern Orthodox Church by the Pope Celestine the First. So
he just mentioned him too.
So right. So listen to this cat, right? So he
the
then
Pope
talked.
Did you say the Pope again? The Pope who?
Pope Celestine the First. Celestine. He then taught Christianity to the land and was sainted, right, for the vile, inhumane, murderous act of slaughtering the Twa, a mere sacrifice for the spread of Christianity. The leprechaun is our African ancestor, originally from Genia. This is this is the only portion.
You said originally from Genia?
Yeah, Guinea.
Okay.
Genia, right? This is the only portion.
I think it's Guinea.
It's Guinea, right? It's Guinea, right? That's Guinea, right?
Yes, Guinea. Yeah.
All right. This is the only portion about the Twa Druids that is mainstream and given a false depiction as a white Irishman.
Oh my God. So you mean to tell me it ain't no little Irish redhead leprechaun? It was a little black leprechaun, man. What they tripping, boy? Man, I'm tripping now, bro.
And so he said the people of Guinea.
Prince is crazy.
You don't fuck my nigga up, man.
I'm upset right now. I got to take a breather now.
Hey, let me just before you some more. I'm gonna tell you how good I know Jamie, right? So I'm sitting here thinking, damn, I got to get on this computer and stuff like that, but I'm taking notes pound by the pound, right? And I said, okay,
right.
I know Jamie gonna pull that up, right? And remember, I told you it ain't hard to find. It's front row, right? And so Jamie pulled it up. Jamie pulled that up tight. My man.
Hey, so listen, it said the people of Guinea to this day still practice the magic of the forest healing and making medicines from the fermented brews, beers, and can cure many illnesses. The name Guinness Stout is a fermented brew that comes from
Guinness.
Guinness Stout. Yeah, from many traditions.
Guinness beer.
Right, that's what it's saying. Guinness Stout is a fermented brew that comes from many traditions that are brewed from the land of the woman, known as Guinea, West Africa. And then they got, and so they got, so the sources, they give you sources on this article right here, and so one of them is a book called a book of beginnings by Gerald Massey, The Primitive Glory of the Kimi, author unknown, and then ancient and modern Britons. And then it gives you Magi of Ireland, the original evolution of religion. So it gives you plenty of references to
I'm hurt.
Can you put that link in chat?
I was gonna ask him the same thing.
Yeah, let me see if I can I should better
if he don't get it in chat, he'll send it to you guys on Messenger.
Oh, okay.
I'm hurt.
You got that, Jamie?
That's something.
You got that, Jamie?
Give me a breather right now. I'm hurt. I've been thinking we got
We can wait
leprechauns
for
that's
it,
white
Tammy, if
with
you
red
want to keep
head,
going.
and we ain't got no leprechauns. They brothers running around. Brothers? Wow. I'm hurt by that. I'm hurt. I ain't never celebrated St. Patrick's Day ever again. I swear. Ooh,
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah, it's cold, man. And all the holidays are like that. All the holidays are built off of stuff like that that Jamie was talking about.
Wow.
And you
So
see
how
how
did
they
they turn?
change the names slightly, but they keep a portion of the African names and terms. And it's amazing. You'll be amazed how many other things are probably like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt about it. When you start to digging deep, it's always gonna go black.
Wow.
There ain't no question. Remember that phrase.
Hey,
Remember
I'm
that
just,
phrase.
hey, I'm just saying, man. But see, I was already. I mean, we're already familiar with these stories, right? But like I said, I've heard about the Jewish
So
story too, man. But I mean, I didn't know that. He said that they were white people. I know that these are not white people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, they're not white people that adopted nothing. These are people that originated, with this with this spiritual system that they already had, right? And so and so when St. Patrick came in, he came in with his agenda, and he came in and he wiped those people out of there, man.
I'm hurt, dog. I'm hurt,
And,
bro.
So
and
you
so
I'm
see
really
what
happy.
Jamie
I thought it was really leprechauns, man. I was trying to always keep you from the whole, little white boy with little red head. But all the while, it's a little twat. It's a little black noise up there running around getting the dough.
and they
no,
killed
man.
us, man. They killed
Yeah,
us. They killed us.
that's a cold thing, man. Because like I said, they celebrate that every goddamn day, man. And people don't. I mean, every year, and people don't even realize, man, what you celebrating. They see half these people
I'm about to
don't
look.
realize what you're really celebrating when you celebrate these holy days, man. You
And,
really
and you said it was
celebrate.
over
And all
200,000.
of them
It
have
was over 200,000 people that they murdered. Over 200,000 twat.
Oh man, that's just an exaggeration. I mean, that's not even an exaggeration, King. That was just they probably lowered that number, King, because that was for they populated, man. You hear they was the first people on the earth, King, on around the earth. You feel me? So
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying, man. Like they St. Patrick knocked off a lot of people, man. That's just like that's just like uh 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 what's his name, man? The brother that I mean the white boy that killed all the all the Congolese, uh, and they got Hitler as the number one mass murderer. Leopold. It's Leopold. Yeah, right. Yeah, Leopold killed, man, like 40 million Congolese or some shit like that, man. Like pull him up, man. Like pull up Leopold, man. He that's one of the and they got Hitler ain't got shit on Leopold, King. Not nothing, right? And but you pull him up, man, and you'll see, man, what these see, and then look, and we sit around here and we celebrate the crazy ass holidays, man, and you just clap it away like, yeah, they killed my people. You don't even know they just killed your goddamn people
And
on
I'm
this
running
day,
around pinching
right?
niggas. I'm
And
running
you
around
and
pinching motherfuckers. I
yeah,
ain't got green on.
you ain't
I'm
got
pinching.
green on. They pinch you because you ain't in conformity with killing them damn twa. The kid,
that's
you,
like
Hey,
a
you know
hey,
what I'm
hey,
gang.
saying?
Brick. Hey,
You
hey,
That's
ain't
like
Prince,
with
a
it,
tone it
gang
down, killer.
behavior.
huh?
I was telling Prince to tone it down, killer. That's what he sent that message on my page. So I'm just throwing it back at him. Tone it down, killer.
What you say, Tammy?
I said it's kind of like a gang behavior, and that
Mhm.
may even be where, we just never know. It's so much of what behaviors that we show in our society today that we adapted from their darkness and their evil. How he was mentioning the color, and if you don't represent that color, you get pinched. That's
Yeah.
like a gang behavior,
That's
you
right.
Yeah.
know.
That's right.
Well,
That's
not
right.
only a gang behavior, but that's like telling you, like, listen, man, you ain't put that green on. That means you ain't in conformity with the murder of these people,
Right,
right? Right.
exactly.
So you goddamn
All
it,
the
get with
same
it, or
kind of
you
behaviors.
so that's like a way of punishing you for
Hmm.
not being in conformity with the murder of these people,
Yeah,
right?
right. It's like
So
gang
we're
stuff.
gonna
You ain't
punish
got
you
your
for
bed
that.
on, you're gonna get violation. You're gonna get chest.
We're gonna punish you for this, right?
Yeah.
And that's just how it was with Christianity, man. If you didn't believe, man, they was killing you, man. And they
Yeah.
was killing you in a real impressive fashion to where, hey, look, this goes back to where what I'm saying, like, what kind of people, right? Listen, man, what kind of person you see a cat, they doing everything, they done did everything except shoot this cat. They whooped his ass, they beat the shit out of this man. Then they hung this cat. They hung him. And then they turn around and tell you, follow him, put your life and trust in him, and he gonna save you. Now, what in the hell, man?
That's crazy. When they didn't
Yeah.
trust him
I mean,
himself.
just explain to me, man, what kind of person is gonna stand here and even contemplate that, man? Like, wait a minute, man. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to put my love and trust, my whole trust, and follow this cat right here that's up there on that damn cross right there? You want me? Wait a minute, man. You got life fucked up, King. You got it twisted, man. Like you best. Hey, whatever he did, you do not want no part of, King. Right?
Right.
Hey, hey, I don't give a damn who you are, King. Whatever he did, you don't want nothing to do with that, man. Listen, you see what they did to that man, and you want to follow that man? You mean to tell me, King, that I'm supposed to follow this man? I'm supposed to believe in this man, and this man couldn't get his ass down up off that damn cross, man?
Right.
Huh? Hey, listen, man, I'm just saying, but he supposed to be
Yeah.
able to help me though. But you can't get, you don't let these people whoop your ass like that, man. And then you want me, you want me, man, listen.
Hey, so Tammy, we got two of our weekly sessions. Just recently this one.
Okay, let me see.
It's talking about what you were addressing. You know, and,
Back it up a little bit.
let me
He can send it later. Anything you want me to reference or us to reference, you can send it later.
Yeah,
we
for
have
sure.
Yeah, but that's
Eric did a presentation
oh,
on
look at that. Okay, I can see it a little. It looks familiar.
I'm sorry, I can't show it to you,
It's
but
okay. New visions for Black men. Okay, I'll look it up.
okay. Yeah, so he did so what I'm saying is Eric did a presentation on this last week. You can look on our Sankofa 180 degrees group page and you can see that. And also a few weeks prior to that, Queen Yamaya.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's ironic you're showing this because I saw the video, so I looked up the book and I'm gonna order that book too. It's very interesting. I was trying to see if they had it on Audible, but it's not on there. So I'm gonna order it.
So we have that. So you've seen the video of ours, and so there's just a few other things that we do. But I brought that up because it's in reference to what you were talking about. You know, it's so easy for us to label it as gang related. To me, gang related is to depict Black people when we know it's different, right? You know, we know white band, but nevertheless, it's to depict Black people and where the influx of all that came from.
That's right.
Whitewashed because and it's being implemented on us today. Right.
Exactly. And we're being stereotyped out of that when it's a darkness that came from them. So it's behaviors that we adapted and learned from them. So
well, there's laws that we have to live by. Literally.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's get back to the end of the video. Let's see here. There we go. Shit. Someone else sharing the screen?
It looks
my
like
bad,
Jamie.
my bad. No, what I was saying was, I just wanted to show this real quick that this is what I read, and that I had posted this on Sankofa if you wanted to go back and look at it. But this is it right here.
Yes, okay.
But yeah, it's on Sankofa. I just posted it on there. So
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
but yeah, just check it out, man. But go ahead, my bad, man.
Yeah, and Tammy, you can go on Sankofa 180 Degrees group page and join or not, but you can find all of that.
I already subscribed, and I will. Everything that, you know, because you on the channels and on your live streams, you can only give tidbits of information, and I think it's meant for us to basically reference what you're telling us and go back and do our own research too, and you know, learn from what you're telling us and go from there. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's it. That's it exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Right.
it's
Okay,
it's a good guide because there's so much information out there, and sometimes
Okay.
you don't know where to start. That's my situation. Is sometimes if I'm not just Googling certain terms and stuff, I don't know where to start. So
Yeah,
this
well,
is good. With the information you all are giving is really good. It's a good starting point for me to go and do my own research and maybe even come back and share some things.
yeah,
Hey,
without a
that's
doubt.
really, really
Without a
important.
doubt.
That's the most important thing, is to do your own research. That's very, 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 very important, right? Do your own research. So you take what we talk about and
Yeah.
dissect it. You know, and then
Dissect
you know,
it.
and then like you said, and then when you come back, if you want to, any day you want to, any week that you want to, you can come in and you can present whatever you find or whatever you want. All right. So
Yeah.
you know, so we give that opportunity to all our members, man.
Yeah, because I come in talking about spaceships and UFOs and all that. You hear me? Geometric teachers.
That'll be driving me crazy. That shit be driving me crazy.
Well, you know, but really, it's not that
But
absurd.
it's all good.
because
It's all
Hey,
good
but
information.
but he got some good information though. He
got
do got
some
some good
damn good
Not that
information.
far fetched. I'm gonna tell you, on the History Channel years ago, they used to have a lot of information about Kemet, about Egypt. And what I think has happened is over time, people have complained about the kind of stuff that they were airing. And there was information about actually referencing what he's talking about, extraterrestrial and how it relates to Egypt. So
Yeah.
it's not that far fetched, but they just don't air that stuff anymore because, you know, the haters don't want to hear it.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, now here's the thing too, though. Now, you know, I understand about geometrics and all that kind of stuff, right? And you know, and I don't put nothing past it, right? I don't, right? But let me just tell you this. One thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna put it to where I think that any aliens came and gave the knowledge
Right.
to the people to build any structures,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
don't think that they came they built any structures.
I
You
don't
know what I'm
either,
saying?
Jamie. I don't either.
But as far as them being present, I'm not gonna doubt none of that, right? And then like I said, the brother Prince, you know, the things that he did present was really, really good information. And you know, hey, you're gonna think about it. You're gonna think
Prince,
about it, man.
hey, Prince don't give a damn about the hate.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing
it.
about it, man. And he
The
presents
fuck you want?
information to where, you know, you really can't really argue it. You know what I mean?
Right,
You really
right.
can't argue the information that he presents, man. There's no argument for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I mean, it's you know, it's
We give him Prince too much credit. Let's get to the video.
it's usually a consensus. But go ahead, man.
That's why I love my people. That's why I love my people.
No doubt. And Jamie always bring it back to where it's at, man. And,
Oh yeah. You bring it back to reality. But it's all like,
it's all learning. It's all learning. You know, we want Christianity on here too. We want to talk about it. We want to break bread and reason, come together and reason, man, and stuff like that. You just got to bring some good receipts, man. We got. All right, let's finish this a little bit of this.
Let's go. All right.
Exactly. So you see, y'all, how this whole program was put in place.
So by the time King Jimmy came along and ordered the printing of his Bible. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell y'all about the Gutenberg printing press, which was made in 1445. So you got to understand, the Gutenberg printing press, even though it's a German name, y'all, Gutenberg was a German Catholic under the influence of the Roman Catholic Church. So they used his printing presses to dispense their lie. In 1530, Charles V, Emperor of the Roman Empire, called the princes and cities of the German territories at Augsburg together. There was a guy by the name of Philip Melanchthon. Philip Melanchthon, spelling is Melanchthon. By the way, Philip was a very good friend of a guy named Martin Luther. I ain't talking about Martin Luther King either. I said 1530, y'all. The white guy who they didn't know no better and they named Dr. Martin Luther King after him. Ain't that deep? They thought his parents didn't know no better, you know. Philip was called upon by Charles V, Emperor of the Roman Empire, check this out, y'all, to draft a confession. To draft a confession that would be implemented as doctrine. It's called the Augsburg, A-U-G-S-B-U-R-G. A-U-G-S-B-U-R-G, the Augsburg Confession. Go to the internet, look it up, and see what comes up, and here's what it says. This confession that this one man named Philip Melanchthon wrote and put it together and gave it to the emperor, and here's what it says. I'm just going to read some excerpts from it. It says, "Most invincible emperor, Caesar Augustus, most clement Lord, inasmuch as your imperial majesty has summoned us here to Augsburg, that, check this out now, that we would submit the articles of our confession from our side on next Wednesday. Therefore, in obedience to your imperial majesty's wishes, we offer in this matter of religion the confession of our preachers and of ourselves, showing what manner of doctrine from the Holy Scriptures has been up to this time and taught in our churches. According to the said imperial proposition," check this out. Gotta catch myself. I said that, I felt my face say, yeah. Check this out, people. According to the said imperial proposition, we ought to confess the one Christ after the tenor of your imperial majesty's edict. That's some deep stuff. When the emperor says, this is what you better write in that confession. That's it. And you write it. Don't take my word for it. Go read it for yourself and undress the lie in your own mind. Yes, yes. You see, brothers and sisters, with this kind of lie dressed up, see, most of us don't know anything about the clothes, the article of clothing that I just described to y'all. Most of our people don't know the first thing about the First Council of Constantinople. Most of our people don't know anything about the Council of Nicaea. Most of our people don't know anything about the Council of Ephesus. And yet they want to get on the radio and confront you and tell you don't know what you're talking about. Don't know anything about the Druids massacre. Don't know anything about the Council of Chalcedon. All of these articles of the lie. Don't know anything about the whole program of the Dark Ages or the Augsburg Confession. When all this stuff is put in place hundreds of years ago, and then you are born into it. Yes, yes. you think that which your parents gave you is the truth. Because their parents gave them the lie, whose parents gave them the lie. In fact, y'all, when they snatched us out of Africa, they gave us the lie. The lie has been running all over the world for centuries. And a lot of you who have grown up with the lie, just like in the analogy I started out with, some of you said, that looks like the truth. And that's why you accepted it. Because it looked like the truth, even though in your African selves, many of you knew something wasn't right with it. But you accepted it because you ain't know nothing else to deal with. In fact, some of y'all, deep in your African spirit, told you this ain't cool. And so you start singing a song to yourself. The failure's not in God, it's in me. The failure's not in God, it's in me. Y'all know we did it. Y'all know we did it. Your African Holy Ghost inside you was telling you something about this ain't right. But you made yourself adapt to the lie. And what's deep about it is when the lie doesn't work, that you think is the truth. And then the more you go through changes in your life, calling on the lie to come and set you free, and you start going through more hell, you sing louder. The failure's not in God, it's in me. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. That's exactly what we've done. We've actually looked at each other and said, honey, you ain't got any problems. All you need is faith in God. Ooh, buddy. Yes, the lie has been running all over the world for centuries, but guess what? I got something to tell y'all. Here come the naked truth now. Here come the naked truth now. Oh, yeah. And the naked truth has finally caught up with the lie. And now the masses are starting to see the lie be undressed. And it's deep, y'all, when you look at the lie and you say, "Ooh, I thought you was the truth." When you start seeing it for what it really is, you start understanding the history of the people who gave you the lie in the first place. Yeah. So understand, brothers and sisters, as I close, you are witnessing the undressing of the best dressed lie in history. Now, it's fitting for many of us. As I've heard many of you say, I knew something wasn't right. But you know what's even worse than that? Not so much us. The liar's children and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren are also starting to see that they lied. And because they realize that their parents made up this lie. In fact, the Roman Catholic Church can't hardly find nobody now to go into the priesthood. For two reasons. First reason is they ain't buying the celibacy stuff too much. These young people ain't buying that stuff. I gotta do what? Nah, I don't think so. Nah. And the second reason is because their youth are coming to grips with the reality that their parents misled the world, and they're taking it out on their own parents. That's why you see young white kids taking a gun and going up in their school and just start shooting at everybody, because they're saying, you lied to me. What is there to put my trust in? So now that you've come to understand that the truth is being, that the lie is being undressed, look at the person next to you and say, the rest is up to you. Y'all understand that? Don't put your faith, brothers and sisters, in a lie. Especially when you come to realize how the lie has been put in place. Don't put your faith in that. That's what has held us down as a people. That's why we're in the condition we're in as a people, because we've been believing the lie. And you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free.
There it is.
Had been
And let's get it. You already shared a whole lot, man. That's some good stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I like Red Hagen's, man. I always like his teachings, man. You really, like I said, that's the only thing I had as far as that's concerned. I don't, those wasn't white people. You know what I mean? The rest of the story is, is correct, but it wasn't white people, man. And, yeah.
I want to bring up something. I want to bring up something, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Ken.
I'm at this resort. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll let y'all take a glance at where I'm at right now. I'm at a resort, and it is an unbelievable place. Just gorgeous. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. It's out here with these billionaires, and they have their own airport strip and all that. They don't get checked on the airport. It's just private strip. So they even have an option to pay, and where they go ain't even detected on the radar. But the whole thing is, working here, I am blessed. I gotta say that, because I am one of the blacks that work at the airport. The rest of them are Haitians, blacks, and Jamaicans. And a handful on one hand works for the transportation department, where they pick up everybody, associates, and take them to their jobs and whatnot. And the rest of them work in the kitchen. Are they doing trash? Are they washing dishes? Are they cooks? Are they servers? I had an incident where I felt like I was being profiled. I had an officer follow me, asked me where I was going, where I worked at, the whole nine. And he followed me all the way back to the campsite. And then I had an incident at the job where all these Hispanics, 7 of them out there, it's 2 brothers, me and another one, and 2 whites, the boss and another white guy employee, rest of them Hispanic. They were speaking just Spanish, just talking Spanish all the way. And I brought it to their attention that, when you're a non-Spanish speaking individual, when y'all do that, it is rude and inconsiderate, and it makes a person feel like they're not a part of the team. That was my whole thing. My whole basis around it was to explain to them that we're a team out here. And when you have a team, you don't do something to make that person feel like they ain't a part of that team. And I feel like when you speak another language, that's telling somebody, hey, this is what I am, and you ain't, and you can't understand this. So I'm gonna talk like this, so you feel like you ain't a part of this group over here. That's a separation in itself to me. So what happened was they got upset and the whole nine, and told me, you know, hey, that's our language. We're gonna speak that. I said, listen, I'm Hispanic myself. My mother's Mexican and Indian, and uh, and so they didn't care about none of that. I clocked out early. I left. I wasn't gonna go on the next day, and then I said, you know what? I don't run from nothing. And before this happened, though, before I get to the story, a lot of these Jamaicans was telling me how they gotta do what they gotta do. They come here and they gotta eat. What they keep saying, eat shit before you can get to where you want to get to. So I just was like, okay. Then I had to talk with this Jamaican lady who was tearing up. She was so upset from the treatment that she's receiving out here. So back to me at work, I get up and I say, you know what, damn it, I'm gonna go to work. I get in there and I pull my manager, Ryan, and tell him I need to talk to him about the situation that happened the day before. Well, he's sitting there looking at me like this. No expression on his face the whole time I'm talking. I tell him about the police. He writes police down on a piece of paper. Simultaneously, this vice president out here, Mr. Mick O'Keefe, decides to walk up out of the blue and sits down and says, hey, I'm just walking by, I decided to join the conversation. So me being a black person, you know, and educated one at that, I just was like, in my mind, I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Like, these fools think I'm stupid or something. They must think I must be backwoods, ain't got no intelligence whatsoever. So he tells Mr. O'Keefe, yeah, Robert has a problem with them speaking Spanglish. You know, I'm from Texas. They talk Tex-Mex. It's a broke down English of Spanish and English, but they don't go into a whole paragraph of speaking just Spanish. They break it down. ¿Cómo está? Hey, Robert. ¿Cómo estás, Robert? How you doing today? Oh, me, I'm bien, you know. So that is cool with me. So when he said that to Mr. O'Keefe, I said, nah, that's not what I said. I said they were speaking Spanish, the whole conversation. They wasn't speaking that. He said, yeah, well, you know, it was brought to our attention that you had missed work.
What?
Yeah, and you're not up to par on the test that you're taking. I said, well, you know, it's a 21-hour test, 21 hours in full on the computer. Me just staring at a screen the whole day for 8 hours, it gives me a headache, you know, and I have to read it out loud. I have a little learning disability where if I just listen and not speak it, it don't go into my brain cells. You understand what I'm saying? So when people talk to me, I even sometimes you'll see me do this, repeating as they're talking, so I could suck in the information.
I'm glad you let me know. I'm glad you let me know that part for sure.
Yeah. So what happened? So what happened was, when he did that and brought that up, I said, okay, so let's talk about that. This is my second week here. Monday I got here. Tuesday we had orientation. Wednesday I was on the job. Thursday night Thursday I was on the job, but Thursday night I found out my uncle passed. So I didn't come to work Friday, but I came to work that next following day, Saturday. Didn't even have no time to mourn. I was off Sunday and Monday. Today, and it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today is Friday. So in total, with the death in my family and the emotional side of it, I just ain't been on top of the 21 hours of straight listening and downloading information into my non-robotic brain. I'm a human being. So at that point, I stood up and I said, you know what? You know what I'm seeing right here? I'm seeing me coming to tell y'all something that happened on the job and y'all coming to counter me. And then what I'm also seeing is Mr. O'Keefe, you walking up here. He said, I told you my name is Mick. I said, yeah, well, that's probably what your friends call you. But since I'm not in that category, you're Mr. O'Keefe to me out of respect because you're vice president out here. So I'm gonna just leave it at Mr. O'Keefe. And what I'm gonna let y'all know is this: my father, my brother, my family, and I been to college. My dad was a professor. My brother is a major in the Department of Public Safety. My dad used to be a Department of Public Safety highway patrolman. I went to school for culinary arts. Also got my associate degree in business and management. You may see these tattoos, but as you see, when I open my mouth, I'm very articulate, as I've heard you and other individuals out here say that I am. Now, what that means to me, I still am trying to figure out what this articulate word means. But what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna get up from this table and I'm gonna go home to the dorm and I'm gonna think about if I even want to still be here on the grounds of the fact that you are looking down on me. I don't like that. I don't even like the fact that I have to turn my hands and look at my color of my skin in the year 23. It makes no sense to me. So with this all being a diverse place, it ain't too diverse. And so I got up and he says, I get up and I leave. I go clock out. I get here and I go to the HR department and I ask for a lady named Ashley. Well, Ashley ain't coming out. They brought Laura. Now, Miss Laura is the head of recreations, the welcoming committee, and the whole nine. So she brings me in her office and she says, "Hey, Robert, how you doing? What's the problem?" I said, "Number one, what happened to Ashley? You turned into Ashley." So she says, "Yeah, well, I got a phone call and basically, you know, your absentees, you know." And I was like, again, let's talk about that since y'all want to bring that up. And let's just forget about the harassing with the police officer. And let's forget about the Hispanic speaking Spanish in front of me. But when it's a member that walks in, then they don't do it. So they respect the member, but they don't respect me. Let's also talk about how we work out here and I pay rent in a dorm. I also pay for my food, but we don't get the run of the meal here. We have to stay in this confined area. Let's also talk about how many Blacks here and Jamaicans have told me these horrible stories about how they've been mistreated. You know, this woman had the nerve to tell me, "I've been here 8 years and I've never had that card pulled." I said, "And what card are you speaking of?" "The race card." I said,
Let me step in for a second. So most of us have been running from this shit all our life, right? Make a decision, stand up on it, and all that kind of shit. But short and sweet. It's time for you got one thing to do. You got to conquer that shit, right? Running away ain't gonna get it. It's gonna open the door for the same shit, right? And the same shit I'm talking about is your response and your attitude, your perception of it, right? The receptions are real, but the actions ain't conducive to the goals that you want to reach, right?
That's right. That's right. But you know what? You know what I said to it? I said, "I will be that chopping block. I will be that head that we will put on this table for my people." She said, "Why you keep saying your people?" I said, "Because every color out there that's the same color of mine is my people. So I'll be that chopping block." But let me tell you what I'm going to do.
So
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying is,
Yes, sir, I understand.
what I'm saying is, you ain't even got to put that out there no more, or nothing like it.
I don't have to now.
You're not dying for your people. You're living for your people, and you're trying to reach a goal, right?
Okay.
So you put that in your memory bank, and or mumble that back to me, you know, whatever, so you can get it in your brain. Because all that other shit you're talking, man, is and thinking of doing is the typical shit that you've done all your life. Guaranteed.
Right. So let me hear you. Let me finish out. Let me tell you
how.
But just hear me out. You'll be very proud if you at the end of this story. So I tell the lady, you know, she said, so bottom line, you know, I was, you know, I told her, I was like, it really wasn't me. I speak Spanish, but it was a guy, Tariq, that was there. Well, Tariq got up and walked out. So basically I went on a limb for him and he took the saw and cut me and I dropped. So she said, "So what do you want to do?" And I told her, I said, "You know, I came here for a reason. I'm going to get my certificate in aviation and pursue it just long enough until I can get certified. It's a 3-year certification to go to any airport and get paid $30, $40 an hour." So she said, "Okay." But my whole point was this. I stood up for a brother who walked out on me fighting for him. And at this point in my life, I ain't doing that shit no more. Every Jamaican and every Haitian I've talked to out here, they all feel the same way. I understand what you're saying, and you know what? I'm doing that. I'm biting the bullet. I'm hushing up. I got my big room. In my room, I ain't got no roommate. I put the 2 beds together. You know, I still got my job. But man, when I tell you I fought a fight that my aunt has told me millions of times, step out on that limb by yourself, for yourself. Just like you said, I have something I have to accomplish. I made a promise to my daughter that this is what I was coming down here for. And I almost for my people destroyed my dream and what I was coming down here to accomplish.
There we go. There we go. Exactly where I was taking you back to. So you think about all the shit that we studied, man, and the depletion and why it depleted, and then it's still gonna happen, man. You know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen tomorrow, maybe. Who knows? But it's gonna happen, and we got to overcome that shit. I moved
Breaks
to.
my heart.
You
Breaks my
remember?
heart.
If you
Broke my
can
heart. I just
remember,
want-
I moved from Lansing, Michigan, and I spent a grip of time in Detroit, and then moved over to Idaho. All right. So put that in the memory bank and keep it moving, baby. You know that this is our culture, right? And these are our
Yeah.
experiences, but we can't let our painful experiences be the barometer of who we are.
That's true. That's
Right.
true.
Right. And there you're gonna see what I keep expressing to you is Toy trying to get in, man. That's why I keep looking down. I forgot what I was gonna say.
That you
But
love me and just you did the right thing. Keep it moving.
Yeah, just keep it moving, man. Keep it moving. Anybody else want to share? Thanks for sharing that experience.
It
Prince.
just broke my heart, man. It really did. When he walked out on me, bro, it really broke my heart. And I was just like, damn, you know, all of the, you know, man, we just out here by ourselves, man. And we just got to deal with what we got to deal with. And just, I don't know. That's why I love y'all so much. And I love saying Coco because I found a family where we do got each other's back and we gonna be there. And if I reach out and as I'm doing now, y'all gonna tell me the truth and not some sugar-coated shit, you know?
I just sent you a link, but I didn't mean to send it on your phone, Prince.
It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good stuff. Anybody else got anything else to share about the video or questions you might have or point Jamie? I'm really glad that you brought up that TWA. And I figured you would, man. And just make sure that you can send that. Oh, you put it on Sankofa though.
Yeah, it's on Sankofa right now, man. But yeah, hey, I tell you, man, y'all. See, that's why I said history is so important, man. Because once you get the history down pat, once you get the history, they can't trick you with the stories no more. The stories they can't trick you with these really really nice, cute little fairy tale stories, man. They can't they can no longer control you by that no more, man. Now you're able to think outside of that, right? Because other than that, you have scripted thoughts, man. You can't go outside of those. Anything outside of the Bible, King. Hey, it's you ain't supposed to venture outside that Bible, man. So if the Bible don't say it, it ain't true. That's that way it's supposed to, that's how these people are, man. And that's dangerous, man. Right? Because now you practicing a doctrine that you ain't have absolutely no proof of, man. You can't prove none of the characters. You can't prove none of the stories. You can't prove none of it. All you can do is just regurgitate the stories. Right?
That's what I'm tripping on too. How can you not find Jesus' body or Moses and all these people that was in this Bible, man? They find everything else except them things, man.
Even if you just say, you know what, all right, they said that Jesus, I guess he's supposed to have went on and you know, he left or whatever, however that happened, right? You know, he got up and rolled out, right? But I'm, you know, let's just talk about the other people. We ain't even got to talk about just him. We can just talk about the other people that was in his time, the people that was in his time, or the people that was in Moses' time. You remember he had a bunch of people that he wandered the wilderness for 40 years, and they can't find a spoon, right? I mean, goddamn, man, what the fuck? What kind of wander, right? And then like you gotta understand like what wilderness were you wandering in, King? I mean, just look at the area, right? If you look at that area if you look at Kemet, and you can go from Sudan all the way up to, you can go all the way from Sudan all the way up to Iraq, right? You go up to all the way, and you ain't gonna find not a piece of motherfucking wilderness, King. Now, where's the wilderness at? right? Now they supposed to have left Egypt. So now between Egypt and Israel is literally walking distance, for real, right? But I'm just saying, you wandered for 40 years in the wilderness, and I'm trying to figure out where's this wilderness at, right? That's number one, right? And then why ain't there no traces of all these millions of people that you wandered with, right? Ain't no traces of none of them. Ain't no bones, no nothing, right? Ain't none of these people die. That nothing happened to none of these people, right? You got millions of them, right? That came out of Egypt, right? Because right, and then that part right there, the Exodus. That how the hell there was never Exodus. There was never no slaves, right? But they make these stories up. They make these stories up, man, and then people go with these stories, and then and then this is you fashion your life off these stories, and your family's life off these stories, and and you spend your time and money in these churches and with these churches, right? Right, man, and you be dead serious about it, and you'll argue a person, man. You'll be ready to argue, and you'll cut them, and you'll cut somebody off. Hey, they won't even want to kick it with you no more. It'll be your own family, right? They don't want to even kick it with you no damn more, man, because you don't, you don't. They gonna think you off in some devil shit. What happened, man? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry.
All right. Hey, but yeah, I'm just saying, man, like, yeah, y'all gotta so that's why I said, man, history is real important. We got to know the history of these people and history of these things that the events that have taken place. You know, just like these councils. You have to, you know, those councils are very important. You know what I'm saying? Because then
that was the most informative thing with the program I just watched. You know, the whole video that put up, that was the most informative. He had proof, and here you can go check this out and go here and look at it here, and man, I got so much stuff to go and look up, man. It's amazing. I'm blown away by all the information that I just received today on just evidence, written documents.
But see, but the councils are so important, because then what the councils do is they show you that there was no Jesus that was born into this world. There was the Jesus that was voted into this fucking world, right? So we understand that part of it.
You know it's all good. You know it's all good.
Yeah, we understand that part of it.
You must give them kids a hug for me, will you?
Right? We understand that part of it, right?
Much love to you.
Oh yeah, he on the phone. I got him. I hooked him up. Hey, but yeah, I'm just saying, right? Like really, man. Hey, unmute yourself, King. Hey, but no, what I was saying was, you know, so you got to understand that when you look at those councils and understand those councils and what those councils were for. So before the first council, the first council, the council in 325 AD, the council of Nicaea. Before that council, there were already a chief deity at that time. Before there was a Jesus, there was already a chief deity at that time, and his name was Serapis.
Serapis?
Right? Serapis. That was his name. That was the deity at that time until they had the council of 325 AD. Right? When they had that council, that was to determine because they was changing. They was at that point they was transitioning from Serapis to Jesus. And this is what Constantine's whole mission was to implement Jesus and as the Godhead of the Christian doctrine, right? Right. And so that's what the councils was about, changing that Godhead, because it was at first, before then, you had the Ptolemies. Before all that happened, you had the Ptolemies that came up with Serapis, right? And that was a mixture between the Apis bull, what Unc was talking about your hat, King, when he told you about the Apis bull. And this was the mixture between the Apis bull and the deities Osiris, as the Greeks called them, which this was who these were, the Macedonians. These Macedonians were the Greeks. which were called what was called the Ptolemies, right? And these people is the one that implemented Serapis, the mixture, because they already see, because the ancient Kemet already had a deity to venerate, which was Asar. The Greeks called him Osiris, right? But his African name is Asar, right? And so when the Macedonians moved into Kemet, they had to have something to worship as well, and something that was in their that looked like them. They wanted to worship something that looked like them, since the Egyptians had Asar who looked like the Africans, right? And so they said they was gonna take the Apis bull and Osiris, put it together, and come up with Serapis, right? And this is where you came, and then you get to the Council of Nicaea, the 325 AD, and then they start messing around, and then this is where they start changing. They transition from Serapis to Jesus. But yeah,
Okay, so what gets me also, Jamie Jamie, is the fact that, you know, all of these miracles that happen in the Bible and all these important spiritual things, and how it just stop. How is it now? You know, the Messiahs just stopped coming. The last one was Jesus. You know, no more Moses, no more, you know, like I just don't get that part. Was ours Martin and Malcolm X? Were these so-called prophets of, in a sense, in our modern day time? Am I?
Nah, man. You want me to tell you what happened? Let me tell you what happened, King. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Right. Hold on. Let me see something. I'm gonna show you exactly what happened real quick. It's just gonna be quick for you, man.
Hey, hold on just a second. Carrie wants to sign out. She gotta go do something.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Queen.
Hey, I just wanted to thank you, Lo and Jamie, for putting this all together, and you know, I'm undressing the lie and doing that through being here and doing my own research, like we talk about. And I also want to tell Prince, I'm really proud of you, Prince. I think that.
Here we go.
Well, I can't help it. I felt that in my heart when he's sharing that stuff, and that, you know, and he walked it through, did the right thing. Yes. Okay. Well, I am. And welcome, Tammy, I think it is. And I love you guys, and I'm glad you were all here.
We love you too.
All right. Take care.
Of course you love her.
Thank you.
Of course you love her.
Thank you.
Carrie be having my back, dog. She be having my back. Carrie, I go, Carrie.
Hey, dude.
Hey,
she do too, man, because I be talking shit about you. I be talking shit about you.
Hey, Prince.
Yes,
now,
sir.
what was that question that you asked again?
Why is it that back then you had all of these prophets and all these miracle things happening, and now all of a sudden you have nothing? Like, there's just no more miracles, there's no more prophets, there's no more, you know, here's the new Messiah, you know?
Because let me show you why. Let me show you why real quick, man. Let me show you why. I'm gonna show you why real quick. Let me see. Okay, right there. I'm gonna show you why. All right, hold on. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, no,
Hold up.
All right. So listen, man. So I just want you to look at this real quick, right? You see this here?
Throw it up, son.
Let me see if I know how to make this shit bigger. Can
you send that to me, brother?
Hold on, man. Let me see if I can.
Oh, you showed me that one. You showed me that one before, and it was matching. Yes.
Okay, hold on, man. There's a way I should better
Go down to the bottom. Go down to the bottom where that slide is on the right side.
Right here.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, y'all see this? You see that a little better?
Yeah, and then scroll down some so we can see the top of it.
All right. So you see this right here? Now look at the top. I want y'all to pay attention to the top. Pay attention to the top. You see where it says Horus? That's Haru. Right? Look at the date on that. Just look at the date. Right? And then I want you to look at the next one, Krishna. That's from India. Look at the date. See the date? Okay. And then look at the next one, Buddha. Right? That's in Nepal. That's pretty much India too. Right? Look at the date. Right. And then look at the last one. That's Jesus. Now look at the date. Right? Now let's look at what it says, man. All right, so here's the name, Horus the Christ, or Anointed One. Krishna, these are all the names that he goes by, right? And then you got Buddha, right? It says also called the Christ. And then you got Jesus the Christ, or Anointed One, right? This is look at the date. Now pay attention. You got to always watch the dates, right? Celebration of the birthday. This is his birthday, mainly December 25th, 3 days after the winter solstice, right? Krishna, his birthday, December 25th, and other days depending on the region, right? Buddha, same thing, right? Depending on the region. And then you got Jesus, 25th, right? 3 days after the winter solstice. Now look at the dates now. So we know that this is 3,400 BCE. This is before the Common Era, all the way down to Jesus. This is the Common Era. This is when Jesus is born and all this stuff, right? This is when we come into, positive time, right? Then you come down here, supernatural, sun god, aka son of God.
You're gonna have to explain positive time, mister.
What do you mean positive time? What? No, I'm just saying, like CE. So you see it's 30 to 33 CE.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Between 7 and 2 BCE to 330 to 33 CE. Okay.
Yeah, positive numbers instead of negative.
Right, because when you're going from this point, you're going down in numbers until you get down to 0, and then you're going back up. Right. This is how they count. This is how they started counting our dates. But then you got the sun god, aka son of God, Osiris, Amun Ra, right? Then you got Krishna. He's also known as the sun god. Buddha, God man, the anointed, and then you got Jesus, the man, the son of God, right? And then you come down, associated with a halo or a solar disk. All 4 of them are virgin birth. All 4 of them had a virgin birth, right? Savior, Messiah, mankind, right? So he saved mankind. All 4 of them it has that, right? 12 followers. The only one that they questioned was Krishna on that one, but the rest of them had 12 followers. All 4 of them was healers. All 3 of them walked on water. They wasn't sure about Krishna, but they know all the other 3 walked on water. Raised the dead. They wasn't sure about Buddha, but they knew. Now look at this one. This is real crazy, man. If you understand when Jesus is supposed to raise the dead, right? So just look at the very first story when Haru raised the dead. Look at the name.
Lazarus.
You see the name? So the Christians didn't even have enough sense to change the damn name, man. They left the damn name the same. You see how they did, man? They didn't have enough sense to change the damn name.
Wow.
They just took the whole story and just say, okay, we just go say Lazarus too. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
I didn't know Buddha was put in that same category, like he was Jesus. And
yeah, man, they wasn't sure about if he raised the dead, but they know that Krishna did, right? And then you come down here, you got the purification of baptism. So all of them got baptized. They wasn't sure about Krishna, right? They thought they wasn't sure about Krishna.
Buddha even got baptized?
Yeah, Buddha got baptized. Buddha Buddha
Yeah,
got
I need you to
baptized.
say, I need that link, bro. I need that. I need that. What
Then
you
you
just,
got
yeah, I need that.
crucified crucified. So all four of them was crucified, right? Descent to hell or the underworld. So all four of them went to the underworld, right? Battles enemies of darkness and evil. So all of them did that. They wasn't sure about Krishna, right? Resurrected and rose from the dead. All four of them rose from the dead. Ascent to heaven. All four of them ascended to heaven. And resurrection celebration. So the vernal equinox is the celebration of Haru, and they're not sure about Krishna and Buddha, and same thing with Jivas, right? So here's let me put this back down a little bit. But here's another picture. This is an original painting of Asar, right? And then look, it's always a animated picture of Jesus, right? And then you see
Always
right,
animated.
yeah, everything's animated, man. You'll never see nothing original, right? And then you'll see Asar, right? And then you'll see Haru's four sons surrounding Asar, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that represents north, south, east, and west, right?
Wow.
Right. So this is what this represents, and then you'll come down here, and then you'll see. Look how they copy. They got Jesus.
Ooh, boy, they
new
something
birth.
else,
Look, yeah,
boy.
look how they copied us. See how they do us? Hey, you know what I'm saying? And but see, and now don't forget our dates. We got to keep in mind on our dates, right? And then we got to keep in mind on our dates. See, check it out. Look, that's the first. The first one. First one, born of a virgin, 3000 BC.
Shut up.
Look who next. You got Addis, born of a virgin, 1200 BC. That's before Jeeves. Hey, look at this. Mithra, born of a virgin. He all the way in Persia, right? Hey, he before Jeeves, right? Look at Krishna. He all the way in India. He before Jeeves, right? All these people. Look at this. Dionysius. He a Greek, right? Before Jeeves, right? There you go. That's my man. He the last one to get the damn story. Look at that. He the last one to get the story, man. And then everybody say, "Oh, Jesus is real." How? Where? How? So all these other Jesuses ain't real, but this one is real.
Right, bro.
What we saying is this, because look, when you look at this one, we know that this dude right here is a mythology right here. This is all myth right here. This is nothing real about this. There's nobody walking around with a damn bird head, right? That ain't happening, right? Right? We know that that's not real, man. And these people, and we know that this is not real, right? This right, but this right here, this just happened to be real out of all the stories, the same stories that came before him. So this is what happened. So this is just my explanation, King, of what happened to your answer to your question, right? And then we look at these cats right here. Look, these are all the different countries that have all their own creators, man. They have their own God.
Are you kidding? What in the hell, bro?
People don't know nothing about no Jeevas. These people, they got their own, man.
Wow.
Got their own, man. They didn't get Jesus.
And
They didn't get Jesus.
They all gonna burn, right? They all gonna burn in hell, right?
Hey, they didn't get Jesus until we got over here off them slave ships, King. Other than that, they had their own.
They don't give a fuck about it.
But then our people turn their back on it and then wonder why you ain't having no luck.
Right.
Worshiping the God that enslaved your ass. That's why.
Yeah, and I like the way that Ray put that shit down, man, because he showed exactly how they implemented it, and step by step, council by council, adding it and enforcing, adding and enforcing.
Look how they depicted. Look how they depicted Krishna, man. Black. Look at him.
Yeah.
They always depicted him black, man. Or blue. He's right. Or green or something. They depict him like these different colors, man. They don't, you know. And then when you read this, man, like, you know, I like these is look at these, man. These are all the different uh people that has the same exact story as Jesus Christ that came before Jesus Christ. Look at
Wow.
it. It's 35 of them. Look at it. You see it?
Wow.
It's all of them
And,
right here.
it's actually said to be 100 and
And it's probably way more than
yeah,
that. This
yeah.
is just what they found with this book on this book right here.
Right.
Right. But you look at this right here, man. You know, look at this, right? Man, I'm telling you, man. It said it is argued that as the story of the incarnation of the Christian Savior is of more recent date than that of these Oriental and ancient religions, as is conceded by the Christians themselves. The origin of the former is thus indicated and foreshadowed as being an outgrowth outgrowth from is not a plagiarism upon the latter, a borrowed copy of which the pagan stories furnish the original. So you see that they're saying that
they didn't even plagiarize the shit.
They taking the pagan stories and claiming it as their own, as original.
Exactly.
And it is real. And as it really happened, though, you know what I mean?
See, so they're taking our stories, claiming it as themselves, as their own, and saying that they are original, that that's their stories, and this is what they did. And so I'm just saying, man, like this shit is crazy, and this should answer your question, though.
Oh,
right?
It definitely answered my question.
Right, because I mean, look at this. You see that? See, and there's scenes, man. Like when you see these scenes, King, like up above up above this is 12 jurors, man. It's 12 netchers, right? And so you'll see this, man. This is where your whole justice system comes from. This is where your court system comes from, right here. And people don't even give us credit for this, King. Right? Am I right? Look, they got Haru right here. This is Ani right here. Ani is being led in to the chambers to see Asar, the Netra Asar. Behind Asar is Aset and Neptus. Right? Right? Look, the key. Look what the key is in his hand.
But who are the 4 people right there on the flower thing?
That's these cats right here.
His son.
That's Haru's sons, the sons of Haru, south, north, east, and west, right there. That's who that is. That's Happy North, Quebesanuf West, Dumatev, and Mseti. That's south, right? So that's who's right there on and this right here is called the lotus flower. This is a sacred flower that's indigenous to the Nile Valley, right? Oh yeah, man, this is deep. So this is where Haru, so Ani has already had his heart weighed. So he's already went through Ma'at. He already went through the hall of Ma'at. He's already had his heart weighed. His heart has weighed lighter than the ostrich feather.
And
right?
what is Haru holding in his hand?
He's holding the key to life, King. So that's the Ankh, the key to life. Right? Okay, sweet.
You gotta get you
holding the key. He's holding the key to life, and that's the only way that he's gonna be able to unlock that door to let him in to see for his final judgment with Asar. So now look at this. Wow. This is where. So he, like I said, he's had his heart weighed. He's passed. Now he's being led into the judgment chamber, right? Yeah, this is deep, King, and this is where your court system comes, because I had to pull up the other one, but the I got a picture of
You got a picture of where he changed too, right?
yeah, I got a picture of where it changed. Yes, sir, I do. I don't know what I just did though. I just did something. What I just did, I did something crazy.
And that's beautiful.
But hold on, let me stop. Let me stop right quick. Yeah, but y'all with me?
I'm with you, man.
All the way with you.
All right, so yeah, so that's
Can y'all believe it's 6 o'clock? Can you believe it's 6 o'clock? We be going so hard, boy. Time be flying, baby.
I know it.
we done went crazy today, man.
Exactly.
I got something somewhere, man. I can't remember what it was. I don't know what it is. I got something somewhere. What is it?
You looking for when I need change? You looking for when I need change?
No, I had no, that ain't it. Shit. Hold on. No, I'm looking for the picture of the whole judgment scene.
Oh, okay.
And then think
I
about his
see the next
name.
one.
I can put it
Also,
up. Go ahead. I'm listening.
think about his name, Jesus, and think about who was initially responsible for the transatlantic slave trade. It was the Spanish. And what is that name, Jesus, in Spanish? Everybody knows.
Jesus.
What is it? All together.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not even a name that originated in Africa.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, that where the correlation of the transatlantic slave trade took place in reference to where Ray Hagans was talking about. So make sure you
Exactly.
go back to that and then type that in what you're portraying, sharing with us, and then get that picture. Come back and share what you get out of that.
Okay.
And Jamie, what is that chart that you had? What is that chart you had? What is that called?
But what chart?
Of all the
He'll send it to you.
All right, so look at this, man. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick.
Remind them to send it to you, Prince.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, so look at this here real quick, man. I just pulled this up real quick. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the judgment scene again, right? So here's Ani right here. He's being led in, right? You got the 12 jurors up top. He comes before the 12 jurors up top. You see these people up top?
Yeah.
Them is all 12 netchers right there.
Principal.
12 netchers. Principal netchers. Yep. Or the 12 jurors. Right? Now listen to this, man. This is a court system, and this is a
transitioning into life.
Time out,
it's
Jamie.
the judgment.
Jamie. King. What in the hell is this? Spell 125 and 30 were the most commonly included spells out of the what?
See, he did the same shit I did.
Yeah, now he done got scared now. Okay, so listen here, man. So hold on. Let me explain this first, and then we'll get into that. Right? We get into that.
You gotta do a presentation on that, dog. You gotta do a presentation on that, Jamie.
Yeah, I think I did one. I can't find it right now, but all right. So listen, these are 12 these are 12. Okay, so now you got Ani being led in by Ampu, right? Now you see at the top, look at the scales. Now see, this is the scale of justice. Look at the scales. This is where they get the scale of justice with the lady blindfolded. Y'all ever seen that?
Right.
Yeah, well, this is where this began at. This is the beginning of this, right? You look at the top of that, and you're gonna look at, and you will see a statue of Ma'at, a statue of Ma'at's head, the head of Ma'at, and with the feather on top. Y'all see it? It's little, but can y'all see that? Right in the middle of the scale.
Right.
You look at, right? You see it? You see a Ma'at stick it up. That's Ma'at right there. Then you got Ampu. That's getting the scales right. You see him? And then you got
What's that motherfucking alligator head's name?
I forget his name, man. The alligator cat. I'm gonna think of it in a minute. Just give me a second, but I'll think of it in a second.
If you don't make it through, he gonna eat your ass.
All right. Hey, and then you got Jehuti right here. That's the court recorder right there. They see he recording everything that go on, right? So now you see what's on the scale. You see a ostrich feather on this side, and you see another thing, and that's Ani's heart right there. His heart gotta weigh lighter than his heart.
Then the feather.
So his good deeds gotta outweigh his bad deeds, right? And then and right, okay, and then so if his good deeds outweighs his bad deeds, he passes on and he goes and he follows Haru to be let in to see Asar. Now on the other page of this, there's another page to this, right? What page is this? That's spell 1 2. What is this? Because on the very next page to this, see if it's here. It ain't here. Is Ani is kneeling down, and then I don't know if y'all remember this, but if y'all ever watched the 10 Commandments, when you see Moses come down, he goes up on the mountain, and then when he comes down from the mountain, he all gray. Y'all remember that?
Right.
His hair, everything all white. Remember that when he came back from the mountain?
Right.
Y'all remember that?
Mount Sinai.
Right. So when Ani gets let in, he kneels down, and then when next thing you know, Ani hair is completely white. This is where they get that concept from. So this is what I'm saying, King. Y'all gotta understand, right? Y'all gotta understand, King. Like this shit is really, really cold, man. But you wonder how we get stuck, and then people don't even want to even look at it. They don't even want to take a look at it, King. They just you know what I mean? They don't want to even look at the information, letting you know that, listen, man, you guys are following an ancient Kemetic spiritual system, and you don't even know it. Y'all really following an ancient Kemetic spiritual system and don't even know it, man.
Yeah, just corrupted it.
You just corrupted it. That's what you did.
Can I suggest something for the gentleman? I forgot. That's
Prince.
his name, right? Prince, yeah. Because Prince, a lot of what I'm aware of came about when I started meditating. So I may not know the actual history as it documented a lot of it, but at that point I started to question just naturally. When you meditate, they say you open up your third eye, and it's an eye that helps you to see beyond what's at the surface. It's really through visual guidance. So I was going to suggest to you that you start maybe trying to meditate, and you'll feel.
Oh, I do a lot, Queen, all the time. I'm a meditating dude. That's what my meditation.
I should have asked you first.
Yeah. My meditation leaded me to. My meditation led me to Sankofa 180. It led me to Egypt. It led me away from the cross, and it took me all the way to Egypt. And that's when I woke up. Like it was like
started to question things, right? Yeah, me too. Like the Jesus thing, nobody put that concept in my mind. It just reality starts to come to play, and you start to see. You get a foundation of the truth from that.
Oh yeah,
and then
I'll tell you, Queen, my thing with the Bible and Jesus. Oh, that started when I was a little kid. I didn't like the story of Job. I didn't like the anger that their God had. I didn't like the fact that he sat down with the devil and he just decided to let the devil go and mess with a man just to prove that he was worthy of God. You know, that right there just rubbed me wrong. A lot of the Bible just rubbed me wrong, you know.
Yeah.
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 But I definitely meditate. I meditate all the time. I turn on the I
Yeah.
listen to that a lot. Yeah, yeah. And just zone out and just lay on my back and just meditate and just let the Lord come to me. You know, people always want to talk about Jesus, 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 but you know, I know of a higher power.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna mention his name.
Who you talking about, man? Who you
I'm not
Go
gonna
ahead.
mention his name because Jamie gonna get turned up. So I'm gonna just say
Go ahead. I
I
want
have a higher source of
You want to hear? You
What's
might
his
want to
name?
hear. You might want to hear, but you're gonna be curled up just like his ass from the backlash.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, don't say you don't say you believe in God now. You're gonna have an issue with that.
Hey, so Prince, I just put on Sankofa a little video of this dude doing the 7 chakras and the ohms and the different sounds that come from, and he put them all together, so you can go on Sankofa.
I definitely am
and
gonna
look
do
at
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
definitely will.
Yeah,
Man,
Jamie, you got some more that you
man.
want to share?
No, actually, I was just talking to my sister yesterday because I was telling her that I'm getting ready to start to meditate. So I'm kind of just getting into all of this, and it's a new learning experience for me. You know, I've had questions in the past, but you know, you guys are helping to clarify a whole lot right now.
Yeah, make sure you go back and look at the videos. You know, all of us. You know, I
Yeah.
watch it a lot, but there's still a lot to unpack there, and
Yeah.
then research things one at a time. And you know, that's why I wrote things down. I got a whole litany of stuff here that I wrote down all the dates of the councils, what they were for, what they got out of them, and so on and so forth. Just a bunch of notes, but each one of those is a bunch of different resources. So you know, just come back and share some of what you found, and maybe even what you seen transpire in your thinking, or what you see, you know, through that third eye, and then you know, just going about your daily life with this on your mind. You know, just implement some of what you learned, or you know, meditate on some of what you learned in contrast to just what you're seeing, or tie them two shits together, man. And I love doing that. I do that shit all the time. Sometimes I'm stuck outside, just standing in one spot, pulling that shit together. Literally.
Right. Hey, I tell you what, man, it's just really, really good to, you know, just know your history, man, and do your own research, man. That's just the main thing. Do your own research. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, man, you'd be surprised at all the stuff that you'll realize. You'll be like, wow, man, you mean to tell me that, you know, whatever it is that you find, man, like, listen, man, this stuff is so, I mean, it's so interesting, you know, and you just, you know, you just don't understand how much at peace you be once you find out that, you know what I'm saying, that you know that you gonna take responsibility for yourself, man. And that's what this is about, man. You can't go off and say, oh, Jesus gonna save me. No, not over here. Jesus ain't finna save your ass over here. You know what I'm saying? You responsible for you, and the only one gonna save you is you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you keep on waiting on Jesus, your ass gonna be waiting. I'm telling you.
Just like everybody before you've been waiting.
Keep on praying and talking about he working and all that. No, he ain't did nothing. I'm trying to tell you, man, what y'all gonna need to do is just get on in, come on and do some research, and then this way, man, you'll better see where the stuff is coming from, and then you'll better read it for what it is, man. It's just some really nice stories, man.
Yeah,
And
you know,
I just would suggest to the queens, to even Queen, the true TLC, I would say bring the meditation thing in. Have a presentation on that. Jennifer, come in with, your presentation just to make Sankofa, because like I say, like you said, Jennifer, Sankofa enlightened me. And if it weren't for these brothers, I would not even be where I'm at right now. I really praise this Sankofa, like it's a book to me. It's a holy book to me. These brothers have researched and taking the time to put these things together for us and enlighten us. And I just want this channel, this show to really blow up. I think if more people knew about it, it would just be more enlightening to the world and everybody else, and their eyes would open up. But I really do suggest that the queens come up with meditation. Come up, whatever you want to bring to the table. I would just say bring it to the table just to bring more enlightenment to us all, to the whole world.
All right. I thought I was on mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I also encourage to invest in some of this stuff. So what I did was I went out and got a printout of the 42 laws of mind, the 7 principles, the 7 ideals, all these things. I put some work into it to have something tangible to separate myself from the phone, from the computer, from other stuff, which is meditation, right? And so that I can have a clear mind to meditate on these things and to read those things and get you the Egyptian kings list. Let me show you. Let me put that one up. Hold on a second.
And Jamie, please let me get that that list that you had, all that you presented today, Jamie, that you showed me. Can you please tag me in on that and send that information so I can look at that when we get off of here?
Oh, the kings.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think it should be on. I don't know where it's at. It might be. Hey, I'll send it to you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Because I thought I did something on that. But
so you want to get a copy of just go to the library and get a copy of. Damn, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Comprehensive list of
ancient.
I lost you.
So let me read it to you. Somebody write it down. It's a comprehensive. It's the comprehensive
Egyptian something.
Comprehensive list of ancient Egyptian kings.
Okay.
With chronology. So
okay.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, man.
Comprehensive list of ancient Egyptian kings with chronology.
Okay.
You want to get that, and then the book that Prince was stunned on about the spells comes from the Book of the Dead. And when Jamie told me about that, I went and looked it up, and I called that nigga and I said, it got spells in it. It got spells in it, dude, man. I ain't letting that up in my house, man. And so he pointed out to me where so many spells are within the world, and especially within the Bible.
Hey,
right?
man, that was some of the funniest shit, man. That was just so funny, man. Hey, my man called me. He was serious as shit. He was like, hey, I looked that book up you was talking about, the Book of the Dead. He said, man, you know that book got spells in it? He said, man, I ain't gonna bet import that, man. I can't bring that in my house. And I fell out. I said,
nigga was laughing at me, and I wasn't even playing.
Hell yeah, I said, you got the Bible in your house, don't you? He said, yeah. I said, well, the shit, what makes you think they made spells?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything in that motherfucker spell. I said, just think about it, man. When you pray, that's a spell. What you think that is? You asking another some kind of power that can do something for you.
Yeah.
You trying to conjure a power to do something for you, or you know what I mean, or right? So you trying to put a spell out. You putting a spell out there. You know?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Like what you think Jesus was doing when he healed these people? What you think them was? Them spells, man. He them cats, right?
Yeah, that's what he dropped on me too, man. So, you know, that's just evidence of, you know, transformation and continuing to dig. And Tammy, you know, you can go on, you know, Sankofa's YouTube page, or you can go to our group page, and you can see the presentation on those 2 books that I showed you earlier.
Okay.
There's two parts to the post-traumatic, and then Eric just did his first part last week, and he's going to follow up on the second one in a couple of weeks.
Hey, just
Okay,
like,
yeah, I'm gonna go back and review some of the older videos.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get up off of here, man. We've been on for a minute, and
Yeah,
and you
it's
guys
fine.
provided a real good build. Yeah, I highly encourage that you you know, go back and view the video again, because it's packed with a lot of information that deserves more than just being looked over, right? And it equips you well when you're in conversation with other people. So I just recently asked a couple people, man, go take this to your pastor, man, and these were pastors. Well, go take it to your pastor and tell me what he think about it. And they haven't got back with me yet, but hey, I want to know, you know what I mean? I followed Christianity all my life, you know, and deep into it.
Right.
Most of us have.
Yeah, and I was into theology and all of it. So, you know, you're going to have to come with some real shit, man, because, you know, I'm a bit disappointed.
I don't believe you heard him. I said, I don't believe you heard him.
I'm a bit disappointed, but I'm more encouraged. I'm more encouraged by what I found, you know. And Ray Hagen's talked about that, you know, the naked truth, right? Streaking down the street. You know, that's me.
Yeah. Well, I stopped calling myself a Christian years ago.
Yeah. Just, you know, I encourage you, just keep on digging in the African culture, the Nile Valley culture, you know, Kemetic science, you know, things like that. And you run into the Hebrew Israelite, and you know, I just can't believe that's still the Bible, right? You already know about the Muslims, and then you start learning about the archaeology and stuff like that, and the demographics and things like that, and the people of it. Oh my God, it just gets so interesting. It just gets more black. That's all. Right?
Oh, that's right.
So thank you all for joining. Hey, Prince, man, you know, big motherfucking ups to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
Tammy, thank you so much for joining in. We're here.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
We're here every week.
Okay.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to, if you get get something together that you want to present, you know, let us know the week before. And before that, if you find something that you want to share on the session, let's talk about it. That's all.
Okay.
And you know what? And we're not usually this long, so this is like, yeah, we're not usually this long at all. But this it happens sometimes though.
Yeah, it does. Right.
But
the conversation is good. Discussion is good. Understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, so
you guys provided a real good panel. Jen, what up?
What up?
That's what
Hey,
girl right there.
hey, so listen, family, listen. We got next week, we got the children's book read coming up. We got and this is something we do every first Sunday every month. We do a children's book read, and then the participants will put their name in the chat, or we'll put their name on a wheel, and we'll spin the wheel, and the winner will win a free book, African children's book, and we will hope that you would do the next following slotted book read, right?
I still ain't got my book.
And again, family, this is free of charge. It don't cost you nothing. It's just to encourage a little reading in the children, and to keep them up on Black African history, right?
Okay.
And again, we ain't asking for no Cash App. We ain't asking for what's the other one?
PayPal.
PayPal. We ain't asked for none of that. All we just asking for you is to like or dislike, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think. And you know, that's all we asking for, fam. Prince, you want to close out, King?
Yeah, I just appreciate everything. Hell of a presentation, man. It just blew me away. Gave me a lot that I could go on and research on. Miss TLC, really nice meeting you. It's great.
There you go. There you go.
No, but
Yeah.
I sent you a message on geometric teachings. I think you will find enlightenment in that. You're on the same little meditation thing, but I think that will really blow you away. I don't know if you've got into that, but that's something that I did a presentation on, and it was really geometric teachings. It teaches about the imprint that God has. It's on the flower, just like the lotus flower. It's it's
he on that other shit.
Yeah.
That's my dude, man. You know I'm fucking with you, man.
That third eye shit. I'm on that third eye shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you be out there too, man. This is some good shit.
I do.
It be some good shit, man. Straight up.
Yeah, Jamie, he stays grounded. He stays grounded, and they both keep me down. But I'm floating above. I'm on a spaceship going through the galaxy. So that's why I'm taking you. So you about to go on a ride. I'm gonna tell you that much. It's gonna take you way far out into a whole different era of aura, out of body experience. You'll definitely take something away from it. I promise you that. Miss Queen Jennifer, it was great seeing you again. Glad you showed up. Tell your aunt everything's all right, and I just love
where did you say you were?
I'm in Tampa. I'm sorry, I'm in Key Largo right now. I'm way down in Key Largo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at an Ocean Reef Club, Ocean Reef Resort. I'm down here working at the airport.
Hey, he had a nice spot. That spot is spectacular.
You checked it out, no? Did you see it?
Yeah, I checked it out that day you told us, man. Right then.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
these houses
nice
down
spot.
here, Queens. Yeah, these houses down here, Queens. For you to buy a house, you're paying $20 million. I mean, it's $20 million, $30 million for a house. The membership is $240,000 just for memberships.
Hey, you gotta leave your spirit there, man. A big chunk of your spirit right there, man. That motherfuckers know that. Woo! I ran into Prince, right? They might not know the name.
I'm trying.
That's why I told you gotta conquer that, man. You gotta conquer that.
And I'm doing my best at it. I really am. And I'm listening to y'all, and I really am, man. And like I say, just for your annual fees out here, it's $10,000, $11,000 a year. So on top of you paying $240,000, you paying $11,000. These people got yachts that they post up here in the dock, and they pay $800 a day just to sit there.
I got plans for them type of motherfuckers, man.
That's what I'm talking about. But yo, I really enjoyed today.
But that ain't my eye, man. That ain't my eye at all.
Yeah, but I just cannot believe it's 6:33, man. We started at 2. The hours fly by, but it don't even seem like we've been on here but an hour. So I just love today. It was so informative, man. I love saying Code for 180. I think we should tell people about it. I've been spreading the word, but change for Black folks is difficult.
It's different, yeah.
So I'm trying though. But I love y'all, and hey, that's me, baby. 180 all day.
Carrie says she love your crazy ass, man.
180 for life, baby.
You hear me? Carrie says she loves your crazy ass.
I love you too, Carrie. I love you too.
Okay. All right, Jen. You want to close out?
Let's have Tammy. You want to close us out?
No, I'm good. I already said what
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining.
Say thank you, though.
Yes,
definitely. I enjoyed it.
Okay, and I want to thank everyone for joining Sankofa 180 today here on YouTube. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Right.
We also welcome your comments. Comments. We can use them. We want to talk about it. All right. So you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week.
I like that.
Damn.
Hey, Tammy, you wanna close out? Or you good? Oh,
I'm good. Same thing. I was happy to be able to join you. I look forward to joining in the future. Same goes that I encourage people to like, share, and subscribe. take the information like I plan to, information that I've received, book recommendations, reading, just take that and use it to draw on your own research for you to take with you and also bring back to Sankofa and share.
All right,
Right,
the true
right.
TLC.
And so look, I want you to also make sure that you look up the word Sankofa. Have you done that yet?
I have, but I have looked up Sankofa in the past, Jamie, but I haven't concentrated on it, so I don't remember. So I'm gonna have to look it up again, and I'm doing that right now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
look
you
up the
gotta
word
get that.
Sankofa
I have
and look up what it means. And
Uh-huh.
this is what we are. This is what we do. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we're about. So just look that up, and that'll kind of explain. And then if you when you go on to Sankofa King Unc, he wrote our statement, right, Unc?
Yeah.
The mission statement. So you check that out, man. That explains it too, right, Unc?
Yeah, and also you can, you know, that when you go online to search for them, they give you a couple short ones. But you know, you put your work in, and you can, you ain't got to go too far either. And you'll find the description of the bird, what each standout part, you know, is directed towards, you know, for a principle to follow and the purpose of that bird. So, and there again, Dr. Reggie has one on our page. It's one of the first ones you come to because I just put it up, and he's talking about that bird specifically. So,
Okay, and Sankofa, taking from the past what is good and bringing it into the present to make it progress in the future.
that's right. Now you can do your research and find that's the edited version, right?
Yeah.
So you want the minimized version. So you want the
It
long.
is not taboo to fetch what is at risk of being left behind. It's going to be a lot of it's going to be a lot of
definitions. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. But it's
now you're getting into it.
Yeah, you're getting into
your
it.
soul feeling it now.
It's about bringing back our ancient history back to us, back around today. So it's coming, bringing our ancient history
and making
to the forefront.
It no longer taboo because it's been made taboo.
Right.
Understood. Got it.
But hey, when they use it abroad anyway, Jamie just went through the court system, let alone the layout of DC. The layout of DC, Jamie got a cold one on that, and it just goes on.
Benjamin Banneker.
Yeah. And then they got the medical aspect, the mathematics, all the things that they say they created when it was done all the way back there. It was even written on the walls way before they even knew about it, right?
Yeah. So okay. So when I referenced that earlier, talking about the History Channel, that is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were showing evidence of things that exist now that supposedly didn't exist in the past, and they were showing them on the, what did they call the
hieroglyphs?
Hieroglyphs, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's tough stuff.
And all of a sudden, those documentaries disappeared. You didn't hear about them anymore.
And so now you can just go to a fresh insert, and it's a film on Netflix, and it's called American Queens, and that's about a queen called Zinga, and one of the kids read a book on Sankofa Sundays for the kids about Queen. So
that's nice.
It's pretty good. So check that out too. Everybody check that out, and yes, sir.
All right, so, and I want to say something about the reading on Sunday, because Ihotep, boy, how you say his name?
Imhotep.
Man,
hey, salute that brother. And I learned that on the Sunday of the book reading. Genius, multi-genius, started the surgery, medical field, building, brother the charts, and I never knew he even existed until that Sunday. So hey, I read book Sunday.
Hey, he talking about he got that off the Sunday book read show.
Wow.
He got that from the kids show.
Hey, you know what? if it's basics, it's gonna be basics for everybody. If that's where you starting, it's where you starting.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
You know, it's
But hey,
still-
but Jamie's kids be bringing it. They ain't no baby. them little boys be bringing it.
Oh, them was Jamie's knuckleheads?
Yeah.
Them badass kids was Jamie's.
Hey,
You know, baby
but-
in the hood,
hey,
man.
Hey, but you know
baby
what?
in the
Hey,
hood.
y'all gotta. Hey, but just always remember that you know the closest thing you're gonna get to God is your mama or you, right? Or you know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? That's the closest thing you're gonna get to God. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'll do another show on that, man. I'll do another presentation on that, on how if I'm gonna use that word, then the woman is God.
Yeah, got to do that, man. Got to do that, and you can also. Jamie does a great job with it.
He does. He does. I thought that.
Light does it. Steady does it. You know, Netta talks about it, and so after you've got the children's book read coming up next week, and then Jamie and Prince, one of you guys got to pick to present.
I want to be next. Can I be next after?
I knew you wanted to, man. I knew you wanted to. I just hey,
unless
you
one
and
of the
Jamie.
twins want to, unless you know, Tammy, you want to present or
No, it's either you or Jamie.
No,
It's
give
up to
me
you or
some
Jamie.
time. I'm gonna need some
okay,
time.
all right. So
It's
Jamie,
up to
Because I
you
want to
and
know for
Jamie
sure
first.
what I'm talking about before I
want to
go
flip a coin?
to
You want to flip a coin, Jamie?
No.
What happened?
You want to flip a coin?
It's between you and Prince to share after the kids share next week.
I don't, you know, I don't care, man. You know, I
Okay,
got
cool. I
stuff.
got it. All right, that's me.
All right. Yeah,
All right.
hey, yeah.
Hey, you gotta
Hey,
go
hey,
with that.
but it's all good, King. Go ahead. Yeah, you can get it, man. You know, I'll just beat your shit up. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Hey, I'm definitely gonna come. I'm coming with the gloves off this time, baby.
No,
Hey,
I'm
you
just playing,
did.
man.
Hey, you did last time, man. You did last time, man. You know, you brought
Hey,
it good,
but
man. You know,
hey, but
come on.
family, please like and subscribe. Oh, go ahead, close us out, man. This I already did. It's on you.
Hey, man, I'm just good.
Last
I'm
one.
good with what it is, man. I already interjected what I was gonna say. Yeah, except for, you know, please review that video again. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the most informative ones, and you can build so much off of it, man. And it's so easy to take it for granted. And this quest that I'm on, man, is not to be taken for granted. So, you know, just keep on doing your research, and hopefully you'll show up. If not for the Kids Week, but hopefully for the Kids Week, you know, the following week after, and Prince is going to present, and then Jamie's going to present after that, I believe.
All right, King.
Is that a good one? You going to present after Prince?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Sound good to me, man. Hey, so listen, man. So family,